Hey, I'm Antonio Parkinson, and you're watching the Antonio Parkinson Project, and we got a very special guest in the building today, none other than Carlos Broady. We call him 6 July.
Yes.
And he is the super producer from Memphis, Tennessee, that has produced for many of the best Bad Boy Entertainment. We can go down the list. Biggie, NDRE, Lil Kim, and a whole host of others. So don't go anywhere because we're about to have some Memphis music history, and we're going to come right back. It's the Antonio Parkinson Project. All right, welcome back. You're watching the Antonio Parkinson Project. I am Antonio Parkinson, and I'm joined with my wonderful, wonderful co-host, y'all know what happened last show, so we're going to do this nicely.
Thank you.
Angelica Jelly Woods. Angelica in the building. What's happening?
Nothing much. I'm here. I'm excited to talk to Mr. Broady.
Okay, all right. Okay, you got your little lashes on, I see.
I do.
DJ Kojak in the building.
Yes. We up in here, man.
We in here, Kojak.
We up in here.
Angelica got her lashes on, man.
Hopefully one don't fall off.
You heard about Brody gonna be here?
Man, that's a whole other subject matter. We can talk about how long should the lashes be.
I can't do no
How
long
thick should the lashes be?
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
Bro, we got ADHD. Just
We
don't-
Oh,
do,
yeah,
man.
I
So you
see,
gotta
I
keep us
see.
on task, man.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and we got a very special guest in the building, Carlos Broady in the
Yes,
building.
sir.
What's
Yes,
up,
yes.
man?
What's good, bro?
What's
What
up,
you
man?
know good?
How long should the lashes be, man?
Man, listen. Yeah, I'm the wrong person to ask about that. We don't want to look like little tarantulas, you know what I mean?
You
Like,
got that. You got those
Yeah.
I
there.
feel like
Nah.
you can't see. They're like in your vision or something. I don't like them like that.
Yeah. What about the ones that should be on the end of a broomstick?
oh my God.
They need to be hit with it.
All right, okay, and then I've been getting these, hearing about these police reports about these lashes being stolen from these Volkswagens.
Oh wow.
The
From the
front of them?
Volkswagen.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Oh my God, no.
My daughter, man, Kirsten.
See,
My
they
daughter's she's in the beauty business, right? And she's now, outside somewhat of daddy's rules. So she is taking the lash thing and ran with it, man.
Oh, okay.
Man, look.
In a good direction or a bad direction?
Look like a
Ooh,
bad
now
way
we
he
go ahead.
looking
You can't
at
take it back
that.
now.
Right.
Daddy.
And we got to be careful too, because I don't want to step on anybody's creativity.
Yeah.
You are who you are. You know what you like. This, that, and other. But sometimes I be feeling like my daughter. She can't. I feel like her eyes are too heavy. Yeah.
Tap in. Some ladies like that, man. Y'all
Yeah,
tap
hey,
in.
yeah,
Tap
yeah.
in
The
right
long
now.
nails
You
too.
like the long
I
lash?
can't do long nails.
Yeah, where you have to text like this with your
My question is like, how do you even properly wipe yourself?
Oh,
I just want to know.
That's the question of the
She was
day.
very proper with it too. How do you wipe yourself? I'm like, how do you
no,
wipe
that's
your
no
ass?
shit. I don't know. I can't wear like the long braids. My braids would be in the toilet.
They back there scratching, man.
Yeah, I'm not the person. I'm
Dang, man.
I'm gonna let y'all have that one.
Hey, look, man. Hey, I should have warned you, huh? Should have warned you.
I know who I'm dealing with.
I warned
I
him.
know
Did
what
you
time
warn
it
him?
is. Yeah, she did.
Yeah, man. Look, what we drinking tonight, Angelica?
I'm drinking Mountain Dew.
Mountain Dew.
Mountain
Yep.
Dew.
Mountain Dew. It
Mountain
is.
Dew
Right.
You
Right.
be white.
Mountain Dew for me too.
No.
Yeah, you too.
Mountain Dew? That's what we doing?
drink.
Okay.
Yeah, we drink Mountain Dew.
For real. They lying.
Right,
I'm
right.
drinking Mountain Dew.
And Carlos, you're gonna learn quickly after
Okay, I
doing
see.
3 segments with us that Angelica is never part of the things that she shouldn't be part of.
Gotcha.
Never.
But she's a born leader though. Let me leave that.
Okay.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
that's what y'all call
Leader's
it.
not temptation.
Yes.
Right. Born leader, quote unquote.
With the hands.
With the hand, right. So hey, 2024 is right here, right?
Yes, around the
Can you
corner.
believe that, man?
Man.
Yeah.
2024 is right here.
Yes.
It's been a lot, that happened in 2023. How do you think your 2023 win? And DJ Kojak, I'm gonna let you start. How did 2023 go for you?
Man, 2023 was, I can't complain. I did a lot of I did a lot of switching
We're
up.
about to get Kojak.
I did a lot of switching up.
Right.
Okay, go ahead.
Carlos.
I ain't got
I
nothing.
can
Angelica,
complain.
let Carlos know what
Let Carlos-
Kojak, being Kojak is. Come on, Angelica, let him know.
Go on somewhere without going somewhere. That's
Carl-
what
I
happened
mean,
to
we
Kojak.
go back. So,
Oh, you
you
know
been Kojak.
yeah. Oh, yeah. We go back.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so that means Kojak's
I've been
gonna answer the question.
I've been
He won't answer the
Kojaking for
For a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He don't never answer the question.
Yeah.
never.
Angelica said
I
Kojak.
give
classic.
you something.
He don't answer.
She said getting Kojak was getting an answer from Kojak and going nowhere in life.
No,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
a waste of
Yeah,
time.
advanced not even a little bit.
No.
It's a waste of
Not
time.
at
I'm
all.
trying to
Get it.
tell you.
So 2023, how was
2023, I mean, I
2023?
can complain, but it ain't gonna do no good.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But I say every day I wake up on this side, I'm good. You know what I mean?
What?
So, hey, I'm looking forward to 24 though.
Yeah,
24 gonna be the year.
Yeah.
It's gonna be good.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's what's up. Carlos Broady, y'all in the building. We're gonna jump right in. It's Carlos.
Let's go.
Carlos, they call you 6 July. Why
6th
is
July, I'm a Cancer
Yes,
baby,
you are.
man.
Yes,
you know the
Are you a good
building.
cancer or a bad
depends
cancer?
on who's doing
that? There
what.
are no bad cancers.
Yeah, wife, scoot over.
I mean, I'm
Wife,
crazy.
come on up.
I'm crazy.
Man, all cancers
but
are crazy.
yeah,
You're
exactly.
crazy
So,
as hell,
but
man.
you got to stay on my good side. Don't get on my bad side.
So what percentage are you getting bad?
70, 30
The 70 bad?
in my mind. No, I'm a good guy.
Parker just said he was a good cancer all the way around. So.
Yeah,
I mean,
we
I
good
am who I
people.
am, right?
Just stay on the good side.
But you know what? Cancers are the most giving people that you'll
All
ever
day
meet.
long.
Oh, listen, don't give me.
we the
I had a
mother sign of the zodiac.
Listen,
So
I
that's,
had,
you know what I mean?
listen, I
Like,
had a
come
cancer
on.
scam me. Okay, so we,
I
we
mean,
didn't go down that
no,
long.
we're
You
very
was on the
smart.
wrong side. Yeah.
Yeah, we're
I
very
said
smart.
Are you smart dummies?
no.
You got scammed.
Oh no. Okay, I'm not gonna tell you the full story because
No,
my
come
story
on,
gonna
Angelica.
go
Your
left.
stories are the best. Let's hear
No,
the story.
I'm not.
Angelica,
I
tell
am
us how
not.
a
That's how
cancer
you gonna
scammed you.
do the
I'm
cancer.
not.
Let's
I'm
hear
not.
it.
Yeah.
It was just payback because I didn't go about it the right way the first time. I didn't go about getting the money the right way. So it was just payback. I'm
Okay.
giving that.
Okay.
So how did you get the money?
No, we're not. I got
Kojak. Kojak. We got Kojak by Angelica now, right?
Yeah.
Mr.
That's what I'm
Brody,
talking
can you
about.
tell me more about your name and how you got it?
My name,
July.
I'm a Wu-Tang fanatic.
Man.
Also, I produce a couple of the members. So early on, I've been knowing them guys since like '93, and just being, a Wu-Tang fanatic, crazy about RZA. I just wanted a name. I used to go by DJ C Love, and just the transition from DJ to producer, I wanted a different name. So 6th July came to me, and it, just stuck with me.
What made you want to transition?
Just the way music was going. Like in the '90s, early '90s, we talking about hardcore hip hop. I'm a New York cat at heart, but from Memphis, Tennessee. I just love the East Coast hip hop, So that was it. Coming from the DJ days.
That's interesting because
Yeah.
I'm a transplant to Memphis too, right? From California.
Right.
But when we met Kojak and Mikhail
Right.
and all them cats, right? They were all
Right.
hip hop.
Yeah,
cats.
we hip hop heads.
Hip hop
Yeah,
heads, right?
for sure.
And really was not a fit in Memphis at
Nah.
the time because you almost had to have a curl and be gangster walking across the street.
And your cactus.
Seriously.
Yeah. For sure.
Kojak, because we used to all be into hip hop.
Right.
Am I right?
Right.
You remember the days of being at the house, man, and we had the studio set up in the house and we all be there, man, and the stuff we was producing didn't really fit
Right.
with what was being produced,
Right.
in Memphis at the time. So,
It's crazy.
Yeah.
I got turned on to your music through SMK.
man, Sean, shout out to Sean
Yes,
Prost.
sir.
SMK
Yes,
is my guy, man.
yes,
My guy.
Another legend.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
It's so
yeah.
funny, man. So I got a chance to meet SMK after getting scammed, right? If you don't.
Is that y'all talking about? Because neither one of y'all from Memphis. Y'all talking about Memphis slickly?
I'm talking about Memphis straightforward.
I was talking about a cancer. I'm
Oh,
just saying.
yeah, but what,
He
you was in Memphis when it
I was at
happened?
the M word. Yeah, he
Oh,
was straight.
yeah,
He was
okay.
my introduction
That's
to a
right.
Memphis.
Yeah.
Hey, at least you got it on the front end,
Right,
so you
right.
know,
Right.
man. Thing about our city is, man, there's a scam for every occasion, man.
Oh, no
and,
doubt.
And if it's something new,
Yeah.
they're gonna find a way, right, to find a scam for it. And it's so funny because I was down at OTS, right, and we ain't gonna talk history yet. We're gonna talk history next segment. I was down at OTS, right, hadn't met SMK yet,
Okay.
and I was trying to do my first demo. I did my first demo at the Banks Building on Lamar, right,
Wow.
and so this. Reggie Borland.
Yeah.
Introduced me to this dude because I came in there trying to do my stuff, and they said I sounded like what's my boy name? He's from L.A. Right before Domino. You remember Domino from L.A.?
Yeah,
You remember
yeah.
But he was one of them guys. His name something MC, right? Young MC.
Young MC.
That's what they said. I sounded like totally different from Memphis, right?
Right.
And so Reggie, he was like, "Yeah, man, get with Doty, and you know Doty can help you get your demo done." Because back then in OTS, Slicing them was in there,
Right.
Gangsta Pat,
Right.
you know, and this we're gonna get into the history in just a minute.
Right.
And so I got with Doty, man. Doty took my money, took my little $45, right? Said he was gonna do my demo for me, and never seen him again after that, right? And then I ran into him.
Okay.
I was Touche then. Right. I was a state representative.
Right. Okay.
So
Get into that.
look, that's a whole story. You know, I got my money back plus some.
Okay.
Right, there's a story to it, but I got my money back plus some.
Got you.
Right, you know, he met Touche.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Right, plus some. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, ended up doing the demo. The first demo up there in the Banks building, and believe it or not, is you know I was trying to rap, but I couldn't rap. Right, and so,
He was dope.
but I was producing, and it's that same track that I revived, you know, in the bedroom on Twin Lakes where you used to come, Kojak, that got us to deal with RCA Records.
Gotcha.
In the
that's
recorded
crazy.
it in the bedroom.
You had Antonio Parkinson?
Yeah, man, I had a group on.
Oh,
Now look,
Lord,
don't make me pull up
Lord.
the BK click now. Don't make me
Yeah,
pull up.
go ahead.
Man, my brother was dope.
Oh,
though.
yeah,
My brother
yeah.
was
You had a deal?
had a deal, major label deal. Yeah, early on. So
Yeah.
but
That's crazy.
that's what got it started, man. And
Dope.
so, man, tell me, had you when you first started producing music in Memphis, did you go through a scam? Because you got to meet the Sharks.
Nah.
You didn't meet no Sharks?
Yeah, I'm a Memphian. I mean,
okay.
you know,
Yeah, I was the new guy.
my cats was the Sharks.
Was you one of the Sharks?
I know,
That's
my
right.
cats are the Sharks.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
You know what I'm
That's
saying? Nah, I didn't go through it. I went through a lot of you don't sound like you from Memphis.
Yeah.
You know,
That was
back in the days, Memphis was like heavily influenced by LA music, right?
DOC too.
Yeah, with the live, but none of them cats really understood that a lot of that music was still break beats. It was
Right.
just played
Yeah,
over.
right,
You know what I'm
right.
saying? So they didn't really get it, but it was just a lot of live instrumentation. So
Yeah, and being a DJ, you know, you see it differently,
Yeah.
right? Because we can find a sample of, you know, 4 beats,
Right.
and take that and be like,
Oh, yeah.
no, just
that
piece.
piece
None,
right
none
there.
of the rest.
Yeah,
just
yeah.
that little segment
yes, sir.
that's the it.
That's the joint.
That's the it. And build on it. Am I right, Kojak?
Oh, yeah.
Kojak, no more Mountain Dew. Kojak done got Kojak.
He got NyQuil.
I mean, Kojak done Kojak himself. Right, I'm telling you, man. Look at it.
Listen, Kojak one of them pioneers too. While he over here quiet,
Right.
he was around back in the day too. So
You're right about the DJing, though.
Yeah, and step up to your mic, Kojak.
You're right about the DJing.
Right.
Definitely.
Yeah.
We take bits and pieces, you know, and create off that, and that's
Yeah.
what the whole vibe was like. But I would like to say to what you were saying. A lot of the pioneers, like even Zert and a lot of them cats, their influence was New York too.
No doubt.
You know what I'm saying? It
Right.
was, I was around to see the transition.
right.
From
Start
this-
pitching it
Yes.
down. They
'Cause
started
it was like a
pitching it.
little transition
Right,
that
yeah,
went
yeah.
through it.
Yeah.
And I kind of feel like it was kind of like a payback or out of spite because we weren't really accepted
Right.
completely from New
Yeah.
York. It's like well, we're gonna do our own thing. I remember when Zert came to me, was like, "Man, this is what we on now." And I looked at him like, this is what we. I didn't really get it, but then later on,
I remember
I
when
got it,
Squeaky
I got
Saratoga, babe. I used to be over there on
I got it.
Saratoga, and Orange Mound was at DJ Squeaky House, right?
Yeah,
you remember that? Yeah, around the
definitely
club,
over there.
around the corner from Club Memphis, right? So look, we're into the segment, but look, I gotta tell you how Club Memphis ended up with bricks all the way across the glass because there was a big window there at one time. Gotta tell you that story, and I'll tell you more stories. We're gonna go into the history of Memphis rap and hip hop.
Don't go
And we
nowhere.
got the legend himself,
Yes.
Carlos Broady in the
Don't
building.
go nowhere.
65, and you're watching the Antonio Parkinson Project. We'll be right back.
I'm not ready yet to let you go.
Hey man, this is Marcus with Unapologetically Memphis. We tuned in to the Antonio Parkinson Project. Big Memphis.
You're watching the Antonio Parkinson Project.
Hey, I'm Antonio Parkinson. You're watching the Antonio Parkinson Project, and we have our very special guest in the building. It's Carlos Broady. We call him 6th July.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Because he's the young version of me. Mine is 14th July. So Kansas in the building. Kansas are in the building.
In the building. Look, there she go.
Right there. You surrounded by Kansas.
Yeah.
So
ain't nothing you can do about
Ain't
it.
nothing she can do about it. Right?
At all.
Right. So y'all look. This is a special episode for me, man, because when you start talking about Memphis music, my reason, honestly, I was living in Japan, right, and I came back to Memphis, and one of the overriding factors that made me stay in Memphis was that at the time it was still virgin, right, for music, right, virgin for opportunity, honestly, and so I was able to, fortunately, be able to immerse myself, in the music bed or the music fabric of Memphis, and you could tell though that it was bubbling, right? Y'all see how passionate I get.
Right.
Man,
Look, you got all our attention.
Bubbling, man, because this is pre Al Capone, right? And he's early on. Maybe he was in what, America's Most Wanted?
Yeah.
Right? Wasn't that the group? Or
Men of the Hour.
Men of the Hour.
Yeah.
I thought it was who was in something Most Wanted. It was I thought him and Psycho and somebody else was in American.
I wonder what.
This just shyly predates Skinny Pimp and 211. Who's Cameron with that?
Yeah.
Right. And then but you had Gangsta Pat and I was in the studio. I was in the studio at OTS. Just about to get scammed by Dodie at the time, right? and my boy Pretty Tony was writing Get Buck. And I never forget. This. So I was in the studio in there. Slice was in there. Slice was DJ
amazing.
Slice
Yes.
Incredible.
Yes.
Incredible.
Yeah, amazing.
Incredible. So all that stuff y'all hear from Jazzy Faye and all that stuff.
Tila.
Slice.
Yeah.
Right. And so I was in there and Pretty Tony was writing Get Buck and Slice they were real nice. Slice is real, these are nice guys, believe it or not.
Definitely.
And Mac Rod.
Oh wow.
Rod,
Yeah.
Incredible. And Slice telling Pretty Tony. He showed Pretty Tony, gave him the piece of paper, said, "Man, what you think? Pretty Tony was always hype. Right?
Yes, always.
What you think? Yeah. And Slice was like, "Yeah, man, that's good. But man, you say your name over and over, man. Just take your name out sometimes." Pretty Tony's like, okay. Took his name out. And then next thing you know, this dirty tape, it had been duplicated so many times that no matter where they played it in the club, whatever, you hear all the noise in it, right?
Right.
But people ate it up, man. That's where Get Buck came.
Right. Yeah,
man.
Yeah.
What do you think?
DJing at the time, you couldn't escape playing those records. If you didn't have them, they would get mad at you. Like DJing school parties and proms and all of that. Man. Yeah, they had to have it.
Yeah,
like,
man. I remember
playing it 20 times a night.
I remember some of my friends that were in Whitehaven High School at the time, and they were saying that, we were walking down the hall saying Get Buck, and the principal got mad at us and threatened to throw us all out, but he couldn't stop everybody because it was just that big, right?
Just the hype, huh? That's crazy.
And Kojak, you was around in that time, man. Pop tunes. We had all our friends at Pop Tunes and Cats, right? And Boss Ugly Bob.
Boss Ugly Bob, for sure.
Ugly Bob, man.
Yeah.
Drop them tapes on.
Man, I bought my first record, vinyl record at Boss Ugly Bob's. It was an MC Shadi record, like first hip hop record.
Wow.
And a Ron DMC tape, it was a live at something had Here We Go on that joint.
Wow, that was the joint.
Yeah, that was the joint.
They had the Here We Go on it. Yeah. Speaking of those albums, and Angelica,
been around a group of people, everybody telling a secret. You don't know. Something like this.
It's hip hop,
right? Angelica's the youngest in the bunch, so
in Iowa now.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna tell you.
Yeah, y'all had some rappers coming out of Iowa.
Yep.
I lived in Wichita, Kansas.
What's
for
her
a
name?
minute.
Don't talk about me, Lord. She from TLC.
T-Boz.
Yeah, she from Des Moines.
Oh, really? And Tracy Spencer?
She claims
Remember?
Atlanta, but she's actually from Iowa.
Really? You remember Tracy Spencer?
Yeah, Tracy
She was from Iowa.
Yeah.
She was from Iowa.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that was three black folks in Iowa.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, all three.
And me.
Four.
Oh,
the
four.
twins and Tracy Spencer and
Wow.
Yeah, she don't say. She says she's from Atlanta, but she's not.
Okay.
That's crazy.
But
I taught y'all some history today.
No doubt.
Yeah, you did. Yeah,
Appreciate
you did.
that.
So
Appreciate that little history.
Yeah, give Angelica a round
Thank
of applause. That's her tidbit.
Thank you.
In the
I
music history,
appreciate you.
I want you to be included.
Whatever.
But it's interesting. So me and Kojak had this conversation a couple weeks ago.
Yes,
Oh,
sir. Mountain Dew.
Mountain Dew.
Mountain Dew.
Me and Kojak, without the burp and the hiccup at the same time, had this common right?
Ants reflex.
Yeah.
right.
Mountain Dew.
Old school hustler, right? So we had this conversation because we were talking about, of course, Trigger Man,
Yes,
right?
yes.
Set the whole thing off,
All
right?
day, all day.
But people don't realize I was stationed here.
Yeah.
I was on the bass, right? And Trigger Man was the last song on the B side
Yeah.
of a New York compilation album.
Mr. Magic's Rap Attack.
Bruh, right. And look, and I even remember listening to Trigger Man, but it hadn't broke, right? And so Spanish Fly,
Yes.
DJ Spanish Fly.
A word.
A word. Yeah, Antonio Neal.
Yes.
His government name.
Right.
Shout out Spanish Fly. Right. At No Name, they were breaking this record. Right?
Yes.
And I had Spanish Fly sitting in my living room for 3 hours. Too.
Okay. I
Told
talked to
man,
him
you
last
need-
week.
Did
Yeah,
you?
Yeah. He was
Man,
on the air
good
with
brother
Super.
too.
Yeah.
Good brother. And you can't say Spanish Fly without mentioning
Raider J. Right.
Hello.
Right.
Right.
And
What was
Disco Hound too.
Disco Hound.
Yes, sir.
Hound.
Yes, sir.
Wow.
And definitely
I
Sonny
talked
D.
to him yesterday.
Sonny D.
Sonny.
God.
Yeah,
man.
Sonny was the mentor.
That's a
Yeah,
dream
man.
team, right?
Man, look, so when I was stationed here, Sonny D was mixing on K97.
Yeah.
Right? And back then, remember we had Magic
Well, he
101
was
too.
he was on Magic.
101.
Yeah, he was
Okay.
on Magic.
Was it
Yeah,
101?
yeah,
Well, they used to go live from No Name.
yeah.
On the air.
On the air. Yeah.
And Raider J used to be like, what was it say? What was this thing? Pretty girls. Come on, Coach. Help me. Come on.
Pretty girl.
Pretty ladies, the dance floor. Ugly
girls
ladies,
in
the
the
parking lot.
Yeah.
We had them cassettes ready.
Man, hit
Yes, sir.
record on, man. Yeah, man.
Man.
Yeah, man. And and Sonny D, speaking of Sonny D, God rest his soul. Sonny
Yes,
D, man,
yes.
was an amazing heart.
Yes.
Right? Just good person. Right? And mentored a lot of people, man. Just Born.
Listen. Bro,
Man.
Just Born, I think the crew, me, Just Born, DJ Dizzy D was Al Capone DJ, and Zerk and DJ BK. We was the cats, like, we talking 88,
Right.
88 through the 90s. Sonny D put Born on the air,
Man.
and he did this mix on the air, and we was just like, man, it's just crazy. He just put him on like that,
Man, put him
and
on,
from then on out, Sonny, I know he was a mentor of mine. I know him and Just Born was tight, but me and him was tight too. So
Yeah, Sonny ended up going to California,
Yeah.
man, blowing up even more.
doing the what was the Tom? He did the what did he do with Tom Jones?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But just looking at that and how he reached back,
Yeah.
and pulled the next one up and reached back. Man, we
But
got
we
to
was in
get
junior
back.
high school.
Right,
We was in junior high school.
right.
That's
right.
crazy.
Yeah,
8th,
man.
9th grade.
Changed lives and
Oh,
generations,
no
changed
doubt.
families, man.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Can you imagine? Just Born was the man. 8th, 9th grade. You
Bro.
just came off the air with the joint scratching. Like,
5
oh,
minutes
man.
of funk. 5 minutes of funk,
Crazy.
killing it.
Yeah.
Man,
Crazy.
Yeah, man. We can't not mention others like of course Michael Boogaloo Boyer,
Yeah.
who helped break a lot of
Yeah.
records.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
and Jackson
Brown. Man, listen, I love Jackson Brown
Yes,
to this
sir.
day. I'm coming from New York from a trip and driving from the airport down 240, and I hear the Only You remix.
Oh man,
And it was Brown and Born.
Man.
Like Brown and Born always play all of my records, no matter what they was, they played them.
Right. Right.
And that was just the craziest feeling. I felt like jumping out the car and running down the expressway. You know what I mean?
That's
It's crazy.
I'm tell you a funny story. So Jackson Brown, right? So me and my brother, this early on, right? So I done took this Vanity 6 sample, right, to Nasty Girl,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And I done looped it, put a little beat with it, right? And me and my brother, we had song to it, right? My brother could rap. I couldn't really rap, right? But I could produce. I could rap.
You had some bars.
I was
man. Come on
Right,
now. Don't
right,
act like you ain't had no bars.
trash. I was
Yeah.
trash, right?
Yeah.
Right. Young MC, right? Right. And so you remember at Sherrod's, they had the little talent show. I forgot what they called it at Sherrod's. It was a talent show.
Shout out to Sherrod.
Yeah, shout out to Sherrod. And in Sherrod's, you had the pit and so that's where you got in there and you did your thing. And and they rated you, right? So my brother dragged my brother dragged. So this MF is notorious for forgetting his lyrics, right? So he was the one that's pushing us to go do this, right? So 2 stories about this song with the Nasty Girl mix, right? So one, we go down there and we do it at Shiraz, right? And we're down there rapping. First of all, we got on Oak Tree clothes, right? Oak Tree, y'all remember Oak Tree?
They don't remember Oak Tree.
Y'all remember Oak Tree?
Yeah, they don't.
Yeah. Chess King, Oak Tree.
Yeah.
We got on drag. You know, we from California,
Right.
So drag got these. He's like, man, I want to get us some Z Cavaricis. I ain't never even heard of damn Z Cavarici. Everybody else here was going to Burt's.
Right.
So we're going
Salmon.
So we're going. We had Oak Tree in Mall of Memphis.
Right.
And getting, some slacks and printed shirts. Anyway, we in Shiraz doing the song, and we were down there doing our thing, right? And the song was raunchy and trash, right? Garbage, right? Drag forgets his damn lyrics. So when I finish my verse, I'm first, right? Drag had one too many walk me down, right? And he forgets his lyrics, and I turn around and look at him. Now my eyes popping out because he's supposed to be doing his verse, and he ain't doing his verse.
Oh, wow.
Right? And so then I'm trying to cover him on this verse, but I don't remember his verse. Right? His eyes popping out looking at me like
you messed up.
Like I done messed up, right? And I'm like, anyway, we got booed. We got booed off
man.
the
You got the sand, man.
We got booed.
That's the thing about Memphis too, right?
Yeah.
Memphis is a giant Apollo.
Listen,
man,
bro.
If you can survive Memphis, you can survive anywhere, right?
Listen, I don't know if people remember when Nelly first came to Memphis. They were throwing batteries at the man.
Look.
Batteries.
But if you hadn't experienced that in Memphis, you ain't cut yet.
Yeah.
I remember being at Crystal
You
Palace.
ain't ready. Oh yeah.
Hey, look, you had cut your teeth at Crystal Palace.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
If you didn't perform at Crystal Palace, if they just stood there and looked at you at Crystal Palace, you did great.
Right.
But I remember our first time performing at Crystal Palace, man, they took our CDs and they was throwing them and smashing them on the ground in front of us.
You was about to fight.
Man, I mean, hey, Angelica, it's unforgiving.
Don't put the camera on me.
Memphis
Yeah.
is unforgiving.
All day long.
Right? But you know what though? You regroup,
Yeah.
come back.
Yeah.
When we regrouped and came back, man, we was on in Crystal Palace.
Oh, yeah.
If you own in Crystal Palace, you own almost
You own.
everywhere.
Oh, no doubt.
You
No
did
doubt.
half the battle then.
Right.
That's
real.
tough, right?
That's real. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
That's crazy.
It's crazy. So,
Man.
so Carlos, how long you been producing?
Ooh, about 27 years.
27 years.
Actually, 27 years.
27 years.
Mhm.
Here's something that I try to explain to people, and people tend to miss it. Angelica, is
I'm trying
that
to figure out how old you are. You
51. Yeah.
Dang.
look like it.
Yeah, appreciate it. What they say, God is good. That's what they say.
right. Look.
I thank the woman over there. Yeah.
Gotta be the peace.
Yes.
Right. Look at Twitter.
Keep me looking
She
fresh.
said, "You welcome. You
Yeah.
welcome."
Right. What people don't understand is that in music business is so highly competitive.
Yes,
right?
it is.
That if you've been producing that long, you've produced a lot of garbage.
Oh,
too.
yeah, no
A lot of
doubt.
trash
No doubt.
That never sees the light of day.
Yeah.
People, you look at Drake, right?
Right.
Drake, everything he touches turns to platinum,
Right.
or titanium, whatever
Right.
the highest thing is, right? But there's a lot of stuff in the closet that will never ever see the light of day.
I believe Gotti may have some of that because Drake used to be at Arden over there. He was around us when I was working with Gotti.
John Fry, Arden.
Yeah. They had a chance to sign Drake. So
Man, listen.
yeah.
John Fry came to me. John Fry, y'all gotta understand, was a good dude, right? White dude that owned the one of the main studios here in Memphis.
Yeah.
But John Fry was Christian.
Yeah.
To the right Christian, right? And when I was at the Music Commission, we'll talk about that a little bit too. But
Okay.
when John Fry came to me and sat me down, touche. I just want to understand. We got these guys. Their name is Yin and Ying and Yang. I said, you talking about Yin Yang twins?
Right.
Yeah, that's their name.
Yeah.
Right. They want to come in the studio and we
We
don't want all of the weed smoking and just the element. That's how you put it. I said, you want the money? Yeah. But we don't want the. I said, you want the money? Well, we just don't want the element, but you want the money,
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
He wouldn't answer that question. But I said, man, get the money. Let them folks record.
Yeah,
man.
yeah. Spray
Get
some.
out the way.
Listen.
They can bring a whole budget to you.
I want to say Paul, I want to say 3 6 and Gangsta Pat might be the reason why they stopped wanting rappers to come over there.
Oh, really?
But I was the bridge to bring them back.
Okay.
So a lot of people couldn't book unless they booked through me because I was the clean cut guy.
Right. What's my boy name? Jody.
What's the air?
Jody Stevens.
Yeah,
Yeah. Good cat.
dude.
Yeah.
Dude.
Jody, John Fry, and John Hampton. Those were the guys.
Right. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Good dude,
I have a
man.
question for you.
Huh.
When I heard you talking and you said that you were coming
Center
down.
yourself on your mic if you
I'm
don't mind,
sorry,
please.
against-
ma'am.
I got-
Thank
You got lazy. It's the Mountain Dew. It's the Mountain
The
Dew.
memory lane, I was over like.
See. Okay.
No, it was just memory lane.
Alright.
Okay, so you express your excitement down 240,
Mhm.
right?
Right.
Do you still, after 23 years, do you still have that same feeling when you hear your songs being played?
Yes. I am a fan of music, beat making, producing. Like, I'm a fan. So I'm not the guy that just because I have, status or accolades or whatever, that I don't get excited about good music. I do. And I'm excited when people love my beats and my music. So for me, it's incredible.
And then I have a question. So somebody who wants to get in the industry of making beats,
Hmm.
what's 3 tips you can give them?
Oh, Lord.
And I have another thing to say. Like, you guys talked a lot about rejection and hard work.
Oh, yeah, I know about that.
This ain't, I feel like the generation we're in now,
They
we can't
can't
do no rejection.
No.
And y'all talking about people getting booed. Now that place probably would have got shot.
Listen, let's
They can't accept rejection. They don't. The work ethic is just different. We feel like it's just supposed to be like a kind of thing.
overnight.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Number
it
one,
ain't.
my rejection before I got on with Bad Boy, I was rejected by every record company. My wife gave me an idea, sending tapes to the record companies.
Who gave you the idea?
My wife. Everybody know this
Say that
stuff.
again.
It's
Who gave
new.
you the
It's
idea?
new to you.
Who gave you
Everybody
the
know.
idea? Okay, everybody know.
Yeah.
I'm gonna hear you say who gave you the idea.
Yeah, my wife gave me that.
Okay.
So we sent off like 6 tapes to 6 different record companies, and everybody rejected it with a letter saying we don't accept unsolicited material. And I get a call from this guy, Harv Pierre, at Bad Boy. He was the president, and then his cousin was June Balloon. And June called me, and they called me about this tape, this one particular tape. And they said, I'm gonna give you my guy Nasheem Myrick is gonna call you. And Nasheem called me, and he was like, yo, the music is dope, right? Let me hear another tape. So I sent him another tape. And when he got the other tape, he called me back and said, yo, Biggie wants this beat. And I'm like, wow. Notorious? He was like, yeah, you got to come to New York.
Hold that right there.
You see what I'm saying?
Hold that right there.
You ain't
Hold that right
gonna
there.
interrupt.
Hold that right there. Hold that right
Yeah.
there. Look, you're watching the Antonio Parkinson Project. We're going to see what the reaction was from Carlos Broady when he
We
heard
just got
that
honcho.
Biggie
We
wanted
just got
this
honcho.
tape.
You see how my interview just got honcho
You're
like that?
watching the
That was
Antonio
mine.
Parkinson Project. We'll be right back.
Gotcha.
I'm not ready yet to let you go.
Hey, yo, it's your man DJ Kojak, and you're now watching the Antonio Parkinson Project.
You're watching the Antonio Parkinson Project.
And welcome back to the Antonio Parkinson Project. I'm here with my wonderful co-host, Angelica Jelly Woods. Put that camera on, Angelica.
Jelly Wood.
We'll talk about
It would be nice.
Yeah.
Angelica, come on.
We got guests
Yeah.
in the
And
building.
then we got DJ Kojak in the building. DJ Kojak
Yes.
in the building.
He-
Kojak, send
he
yourself.
halfway here.
Kojak.
He over there
Kojak,
sitting-
come
he
on,
over there
come on.
sitting-
You know, Kojak always been like that,
Check
bro.
1, 2, 1, 2.
Yeah.
We in here. We in here.
Yeah.
We in here.
They think I'm low key. He low key.
Man, and he's
They're the ones
he
you
has
gotta
always
watch.
been like that.
Yeah.
He has been like that, yeah.
Then look how you gotta watch.
I mean, you know.
That was that.
If you
that's
say
the
so.
same energy that Scammer had. That's why she's been like that, right?
No, he wasn't. He was
She's
a-
been traumatized.
He
Yeah.
was a no.
She's been traumatized 'cause he was so
I'm too
smooth, so
excited.
laid back,
He's
right?
too excited in his corner. Now, wife, I would just give you a
Come
Look,
on.
you have not been scammed in Memphis. You ain't
You ain't been.
Memphis long
Yeah, you ain't been Memphis long.
enough. I remember
enough.
being
No
on
doubt.
Third Street. Being on
stay
Third
focused,
Street.
Stay focused.
Over there.
We're
Okay,
gonna
I'm coming
transition
back to it, but we gotta talk about this real quick. Being on Third Street.
First of all, what you doing on Third Street?
Well,
Yeah.
shit, I got
Yeah.
introduced to Memphis and walked
Okay.
home. So I'm
Walking
legit,
home,
legit.
B-boy.
I'm legit, right? Right.
Yeah.
And so I was on Third Street. Me and my then wife, right? We were on Third Street. We were over there at Belts. Belts
Okay.
in the shopping center.
Right.
And this dude walked up to me, right? And he said, Hey, hold up. Hey man, let me show you this.
You should have known right then.
Look, don't tell no. They get quiet, right? Don't tell nobody.
whisper.
Look, man, and they look at you like this. Look,
I got you.
Don't tell nobody, but look at this.
Look at it.
And he shows me this ring.
Okay, yeah,
Right?
yeah, you
he
got
see me
that.
with my girl, right?
Right.
She showed me this ring. So
Your
that's how
wife. Then
that's how
wife.
they proposition, right? Put some pressure on you, right?
Yeah.
Man, listen, man. This right here, this is real gold. Right? I said, for real? He said, yeah. I said, so what you 14 karat? 24 karat? What, how many carats? He said, look here, man. Let me take it out. Look at it, man. Look at it, man. He said,
Look at it, man.
Look at that
I'm
man.
looking at it,
You should have
man.
known then.
Right. He say, look, this ain't 14K. This ain't 24K. This here is plum gold.
Plum. Oh,
Damn.
I looked at Annette. I said,
oh, you got hit with the
You got
pimping.
names?
I said,
Dropping names now.
I'm sorry. See, look, I said,
Plum gold.
this ain't 14K. This ain't 24K. This here is plum gold.
Yes.
She's trying to hold her laugh. Right? I'm saying, man, this plum gold? Yeah, man. This man, look, you ain't gonna find nothing no more gold than this. It was gold as hell. It was brass like a mug. It was gold. It was real gold. It was straight up plum gold.
Plum gold. How
Plum
much?
gold.
How much you pay for
I
it?
said, man, I'm gonna pass this time.
Yeah. Welcome to Memphis.
Welcome to Memphis, right?
What
Welcome
that
to Memphis.
Southgate Shopping Center?
Southgate Shopping
Yes,
Center,
sir.
right, by the Bell's apartment.
Yes, sir.
What we're doing over there?
Hey, that's another story.
That's a whole other story, right?
ADHD.
Okay.
So look, you got the phone call,
Right.
Yeah.
right? And it said the words come out, man, Biggie want this.
What kind
Biggie
of phone was
want-
it? Was it like them?
Oh.
No, it was a house phone.
She said,
Okay, did you have the ones that go to
No.
Okay, I know how
you ever
We had one of them.
Yeah, I had my,
Yeah, we had one. Yeah, no doubt.
I'm
Yeah.
into story.
Rotary dial.
No, I had the
Okay.
little cordless joint by
Shit,
then.
ADHD. That's all. Y'all was fancy.
Yeah, I had my
You had
own
the
number.
cordless joint?
Yeah, because remember I had to put the studio in the house. Mom and pops let me put the studio in the house. So
Right. What
I
part
was
of town
making
were you in?
I was born in South Memphis, but I was in Whitehaven, Tulane, and White Rock. That's where the
Tulane.
Yeah.
Tulane?
Tulane.
Hold on, so you was in Memphis when you got the call?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was on Mill, and we moved to Mill Branch. I was on Mill Branch when I got that call. So
Where were you at on Mill Branch?
5041 right there.
Brookwood.
You remember? No, because I used to live in Oakshire, but right there where you remember Freezeway, the little burger joint, right up the block from Mill Branch and home.
And home. Oh,
Yeah,
you was deep. You was
Yeah,
almost in Mississippi.
we Black Haven zone.
You be at
Everybody knew me
Zone.
from that house over there because
Okay.
everybody used to come over
I think
there.
everybody been there.
DJ Paul was out there too.
Yeah, Paul was out there.
ADHD, you got
Yeah,
the phone.
okay.
That's on the phone.
Because I'm trying to create a visual for the audience.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
you did that.
I want the phone.
Yeah.
We you know,
Right.
So,
things can happen
okay.
right here in Memphis.
No
I
doubt.
mean, that's a big
I
thing.
mean, that's
You
the
in
thing.
Memphis.
Right. So I get the
Okay,
call.
thank you. ADHD.
And he said, listen, you got to come to New York because Big want this joint. He want 2 of your joints. And I'm
What
like, oh,
was your reaction at that
Oh, I
moment? How
was-
did you?
I'm
how did you
excited.
feel?
I hit the floor. Like, it's crazy.
I mean,
hit-
did you
No.
react in front of them on
No,
the
'cause
phone, or
fuck-
how did you react?
I kept my cool. You know how we cancers are. I kept my cool, but
Right.
inside,
But inside,
I'm screaming. I'm screaming.
Right.
Cause mind you, I think I was 21, 22 maybe.
Right.
Right. So, I quit my job. I ain't had no money. So, you know what I
Right,
mean?
right,
Like
right.
you come in and somebody say they want one of your joints, not just somebody,
just
but
somebody, but
Notorious B.I.G. wants 2 joints.
Where was you working at before that?
FedEx.
When you quit, you quit FedEx.
FedEx,
Okay,
baby. Yeah, I
FedEx.
quit
Okay,
FedEx
okay.
to I was in International at the hub. I
Hey,
quit.
let me say
I
this
come
too.
from a FedEx
Okay.
family. Go
Let me
ahead.
say this too.
Come on.
I was at FedEx.
Mhm.
He was at FedEx.
Scoot over,
Yeah.
Kojak. Scoot over.
Paragon was at FedEx.
We FedEx,
Yeah.
baby.
But this is what I want to say. I never knew what Brody worked because he was like all over that joint. I didn't never see him work. I
like
never
Tommy.
saw him work.
I was in
like,
International.
No,
Yeah.
you was like Tommy on Martin. He
Yeah, I
ain't
was
really
like-
got
I
a
was
job.
like,
He ain't got no job.
Yeah. Listen, I knew how to do my work and walk around and mess with everybody else.
You got your
Yeah. Man,
So he want 2 of them.
he won 2 of them.
Right.
One of them turned out to be Queen Bitch. That was the first one he wanted. It was his other beat that he ended up not doing, but
Right.
they bought it anyway.
Right.
So listen. So listen. Immediately hanging up the phone, I'm calling my wife like, "Yo, I gotta go to New York."
I was gonna ask that question. Who was the first person you
My
told me?
girlfriend was the first person I
Right,
called because
right.
she gave me the idea.
Right.
You know what I mean? Now, mind you, I got turned down.
Y'all missed some key points.
Like five
you
different.
can ask him.
The 5 other record companies shot me down.
Yeah.
Who were they?
They were
I'm not giving them
'Cause I got shot down by a lot of them. Too.
I know it was. I had a friend at Capitol. It was Capitol. I know it was Warner.
Right.
I want to say Electra.
What year was that?
Atlantic. This is 94.
94.
94.
Okay.
Now,
Okay.
mind you, let's go back. I had a production situation with Pete Rock. I was signed to him as a producer.
Already?
His brother, yeah, in 94. His brother
Okay.
had signed me as a producer. And I got a chance to pitch for Nas's first album and AZ first album
Right.
through that production company.
What's my dude name that was up there at Warner?
Which one?
He was
Warner
A&R.
Chapel or
No. He man.
White guy,
in
black guy.
94 too. 94. And cause he's the one he I remember when I was up there in New York at the time, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he played me Jaheim's demo.
Mm.
And
It wasn't in Too Many, was it?
No,
Oh.
it wasn't in too many. I want to say it's Aaron something or not. It started with an A. But he played me Jaheim's demo, right?
Mm.
And I wasn't impressed, right?
Uh-huh.
And you know, it was cool. It was just regular. You know, see, think about, and Carlos can speak to this. The major labels, they wanted the same
Right,
formula.
same thing. Whatever's hitting.
That's still right now.
Whatever the hit record, yeah.
Especially for women,
yeah.
women artists. Lord,
Yeah, whatever's hot. They
And there
want
was no
that.
creativity, and he played me this, and I'm sitting there like, okay, you know, that's cool,
I'm
right?
still not over that you had a deal.
Right,
Oh,
right.
wow.
Because we were different.
I always like
you know,
Charlie
because
Brown talking to them
we
on
gave
here.
him something different. just like Carlos did.
Yeah.
You gave him something different that they didn't have,
Yeah.
right?
You gave
But
them something they didn't think they needed.
we gave them something different that they didn't
They didn't
have,
have.
They
right?
didn't think they needed it.
You know,
though.
and you know,
They definitely didn't have what I had.
Savage. Last name was Savage.
Savage. Okay. I
Yeah,
can't
up there,
think of
Warner,
it.
right?
Yeah.
And we're top floor Warner, you know, in the plaza, Rockefeller Plaza, right? And I'm listening to this Jaheim record, and it just sounded like some regular R&B stuff, right? He was excited though. He was like, "Man, this it, this that," and rightfully so, because when he put him with KD,
Right.
it was a game changer.
Oh, yeah,
KD is the
definitely.
one that produced
Naughty.
Naughty by Nature, and
Latifah.
Next,
Latifah.
and Latifah. Remember the sounds
Yeah.
all the same. And Coffee Brown, remember
Coffee
the
Brown, Janae.
Janae,
Yeah.
So but his sound sounds all them records sound alike.
Right.
But he was a good producer,
He's a good
right? And
producer.
he
Great.
did,
He did a big joint too.
Yeah,
Sky's the limit.
Yeah, man.
No, he did Missing You.
By
Biggie. 112.
Oh, did he do
Yeah,
that?
he did
Oh,
Missing
okay,
You.
okay. I didn't know that. But he was dope, man. KD was dope.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
But to your point, man, you gave him something different, right?
Yeah.
What'd you give him?
I gave him the Queen Bitch beat.
Uh-huh,
The
okay,
Queen Lil Kim Queen Bitch. That was on that tape. Queen Bitch was on that tape. It was something else on that tape.
Somebody played that music, them tracks for them. Who played the tracks in the studio for them to hear?
Either June.
How did it happen?
Nasheen played it for Big. That's who played my production partner. You know, fast forward, he played the joint for Big, and that's how. And he called me like, "Yo, you got to come here, and I'm gonna get the ticket."
Right.
And Big and bought the ticket. They as soon as I got, I listen. We coming from Memphis, Tennessee, on a plane to New York City,
That's so
right?
dope.
And soon as I land, he picked me. I jump in the cab and I'm going straight to Unique Studios.
First, wait a minute. So this is the language they use up there. They say we're gonna send a car. Am I right?
Well, he told me hop in the cab.
They told you hop in the
yeah,
cab?
we was low budget
Okay.
then.
Because
Undies records, yeah. Yeah, but they still put my ass in the cab. You gotta get a cab. They paid for it, but
I know
yeah.
when look, they would fly me in, you know, with Joe the Butcher and them, they
Yeah.
would fly me in.
Oh,
We're
yeah.
gonna send a car. So man, my brother Drake.
Yeah, that was the other side of the game, bro.
Right,
I'm with the
I got
brothers.
you.
I'm with, you know what I mean? Yeah.
Right,
I'm with the brothers. Yeah,
right.
nah, you gotta
I'm
get
being
the cab.
Parkinson.
We got
I'm being Parkinson episode, okay?
Come on.
Because he's excited. I'm being Parkinson.
Yeah.
So today, 2024, a couple days away, if you had, let's say you were a new producer
Uh-huh.
and you had to send your, not demos, what they call?
Demos.
Demos.
Yeah,
Okay,
they're still
I got the
demos.
language right.
Right.
How would you do that though?
I mean,
They're not doing that now.
I don't know.
if I'm new producer and I'm a millennial or whatever, what they call
Not the
them.
air quotes. You don't air quote.
I'm
my
just
group.
saying I don't like
Air
using
quotes.
that
You
word.
got air quotes.
I got a 26-year-old son, so I'm in that mix.
Right.
So they already on social media. They kind of already know the game. So they that's embedded.
It's a new game.
I got a 2-year-old that works an iPad better than any of
Yeah.
us in
Get
here.
Angelica.
Yeah,
Get
you know what I mean. Grandson, he's bananas with it, right? So they already the social media is embedded in their ideology. So that's part of their game. Like the independent, like DJing for us was part of our game. The social media is their outlet. If you're not liked on social media, you don't have that clout on there, you ain't nobody. And it ain't about no money. It's about having those followers and all of that on all of them platforms.
So that's how you would go about
It's a
it.
different game. It's a different model.
Yeah, definitely. I would, kill social media.
Yeah.
I would. If I was somebody new, post.
So
I
right
would
now
be
you don't
posting.
feel like you have to.
Well, I still do because a lot of the youngins don't know who I am, right? Unless I remind them or somebody remind them when they hear a song and it's like, oh yeah, he did that song, right? So now I have to reinvent myself, right? I ain't trying to reinvent the wheel. I'm just trying to let the people know who I am. I'm still here. I'm one of the ones that still make records to this day.
Do you feel like there's a lot of pressure though, since you have worked
Nah.
with a lot of big wigs? Can I say wigs?
Nah,
Artists, big artists.
The artists look at the pressure.
Who are the artists that you've worked with? As a quick segue. So
I
that's great.
Googled.
I go in order. Kim, Biggie,
Wait a minute. Come on. You got
Little Kim,
Thank you.
Queen
Yeah,
Bitch,
but it's
right?
good.
Little Kim, Queen Bitch.
Okay.
Then the Only You record happened. The 112. Well, Capone and Noriega record happened after Lil Kim record, Top of New York record. I did 2 for them, Top of New York and Driver's Seat with Capone and Noriega. And then the Only You remix happened in the midst of the 4 records for Biggie. Niggas Bleed, Somebody's Got to Die, My Downfall, and What's Beef. Me and Paragon, DJ Paragon, we did What's Beef together. Right. So then you got the Nas. I finally got a chance to work with Nas
That's
after
incredible.
Biggie passed. I did Small World and Project Windows. Then we did Mace, 24 Hours to Live and Take What's Yours. Did a record on the Locks album. Did a record on Carl Thomas's album. And
Really?
then,
On his first album?
Yeah. Woke Up in the Morning. It was My Downfall Jack.
Okay.
And then Puffy's first single, Can't Nobody Hold Me Down, featuring Mace, right?
Right.
Well, I did that. And then
That's a big record.
yeah, Only You remix featured Mace as well, but Biggie was on there. So
Yeah.
those 2 records kind of debuted Mace's career.
Right.
And of course, it's 24 Hours to Live. So you got Nas, and then Wu-Tang has always been my family, especially like Ray and Ghost. So I got a
Right.
chance to produce
You
Ghost.
do Cream, did you? Did you?
Nah,
do
I
Cream?
did. I did. Well, a lot of Dark Man came out the Wu-Tang camp,
Right,
and I
okay.
did 90% of Law's
Right,
album because he
okay,
was my
okay,
artist,
yeah,
me and
yeah.
Tyrese's artist.
Okay.
right?
Okay.
So they allowed us to put the stamp on the album because Wu-Tang was crazy then, right? 94, 95. All of this was
Memphis
going
never
on.
got Wu-Tang either. Memphis
Nah.
never understood Wu-Ang. I used to
The
play
other
it-
side
I used
did,
to play
but
it
we
for my
didn't.
Westwood homies.
You know how to
They
do the
went there.
Wu-Tang dance.
Nah.
My husband didn't even know what the Wu-Tang dance was. I didn't
Do it for
Yeah,
us.
show me.
You're not.
Do the
You're not
Wu-Tang
gonna
dance
get
for
me.
us.
You know
Come
what I'm
on,
talking
get-
about. You know what I'm talking
I really don't. What's the Wu-Tang dance?
Do a B-roll and put
Oh.
Who made it? Dirty?
I don't know. They do it in the East Coast. It's called the Wu-Tang.
Oh, listen.
So go ahead.
Dirty pulled me on stage in California one time because I reminded
Dirty,
him.
you got
Oh, Dirty
to
Bastard.
everybody.
I know
Okay,
that
yeah,
is.
okay.
I reminded him of one of their
ODB.
childhood friends.
Uh-huh.
And he was like, come on, nigga.
Right.
Pulled me on stage,
Right.
so I'm standing on
Talented,
stage with him.
though.
But listen, let's go back, right? Because when I go to New York and get with Big, I'm coming straight from the airport to the studio.
Right.
Walk in the studio.
Talking to the mic.
Walk in the studio. Walk past the couch. Biggie sitting on the couch. He extend his hand like
Who in the studio?
Big, me, Nasheem, and I think C's and I want to say I forgot his name. I want to say Damien, something like that. And Big stuck his hand out like, "Yo, you got some," you know what I'm saying? So I'm just smiling and I'm setting up my SP1200 and drop the joint.
SP12.
Listen,
Yes, yes.
yeah, most of my records were SP. Listen,
That's a drum machine.
Drum machine sampler, 10
Right.
seconds. Look at 10 seconds. That's all you got to make your music. It's 10 seconds. Drums and all.
That's right, the sample.
So
Right,
you
right.
got to be crazy creative
Right,
to
right. Figure it
Can't
out.
Nobody Hold Me Down, Only You remix, Top of New York, Driver's Seat, Niggas Bleed, all of the Biggie joints, Queen Bitch, all of them was made on SP1200.
SP12.
10 seconds. Sample.
And shout out to SMK. He
He's
was
the
king.
man, master.
Woo.
Yes, he the one that made me want to get one.
Right.
I have a
Listen.
question. Do you think the quality of music has changed?
Yes. Not for the better.
I didn't need it.
No. But okay, so bam. So Biggie was like, yo, you from Memphis? And I was like, yeah. He was like, I'm gonna be there next week. So what? He's like, yeah, take my pager number. I got his pager number.
Pager.
I dropped the beat. Yeah, the pager what had the little display on it. Not the two-way. We weren't on two-ways yet.
Okay.
We still on the Motorola joint where you can, you know what I'm saying?
Right,
We
where you
just
hit
started typing in words.
Right.
H-O-E.
Right.
304.
304.
Right? So, man, so I got his number and I dropped the beat and we leave and I come back to Memphis, right? And a week or so later, my phone ring. It's big on the answer machine. Yo, Lo, so I'm in Memphis. Come to the hotel, kick it with us, blah, 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 right? Come to the show. So I'm like, wow. So I call him back. When I call him back, he had the Queen Bitch record on his answering machine with him rapping the verse.
And you just was in the studio. It hadn't been mixed. You hadn't heard the mix.
I just heard none of that. Just heard that right there. And I was like, oh, wow. That's when it hit me like, okay. So I go down there.
Where was the show at?
Denim and Diamond.
D&D.
Yes, sir. You was in that.
I was in
joint.
that piece.
Man.
Listen, so I go to the show, could get in, and I saw my man Nate. And Nate like, come on, I got you. He let me in. Me and my wife go down there. First person we see is C's. C's like, yo,
Scoot
what's
over,
up?
shot something.
Right?
Cool, Jack. Go ahead.
So we greet, and he was like, you know, he was out there scouting for girls. You know what I mean?
Right.
So,
Right. And they were there.
Yeah.
Right.
And he wanted a specific type of girl.
Ain't
They
no
had to be
change, ain't
with
no
it.
change.
What was his type? Come on, let's see.
no,
Let's see his
You
type.
got to be going.
Oh, well,
We ain't trying to sit up and have no
That was
conversation.
easy.
No, he don't want to talk to you.
Right.
Right?
Right.
It's got to be known off the top.
Right.
So, bam. So we go back there, and I see Big, and he see me, and he tell his man, yo, that's the cat I got the beat from. So we talking, chopping it up a little bit. He's like, we about to go on. What you doing? Like, nothing, I'm here. He was like, come on stage with us. So the whole time,
That's
he
incredible.
come on stage, he rocking the show. Me and my wife standing to the left on the stage at
Step up
D&D
to my-
while he rocking the show.
That's incredible, man. So
And that's what
shout
I
out
feel.
to Howard Q.
Oh, yeah.
Devin
Yeah.
Steele.
Yes, sir.
D- Hypo on the
Hypo
mic.
on the mic,
Oh,
yes.
man. The D&D day.
Oh,
the
man,
D&D
wow.
was a phenomenon.
Wow.
I remember, man, one time, man, when the police surrounded the entire parking lot
Yes.
of D&D.
D&D was a
wouldn't let
menace.
Nobody out, right? And I was a firefighter at the time, right? And I had just got my Durango. I had a 99
Yeah.
Durango. Right? I was
99 Durango.
Look, I ain't had
Yeah,
no
you
rims,
was the
no,
man.
no feet on it. It was brand new,
Yes,
icy
sir.
white, right? And I remember them officers saying, we don't give a fuck
Right.
about your new Durango. I said, I'm a firefighter. We don't give a fuck
About
about your
your-
firefighter
wow.
ID. Right. And then I said, when I was clean, right? And they said, I'm like, so where do I go out? We don't give a fuck. Drive your shit off the curb,
Right.
And you get out. But it was like some New World Order shit,
Bro.
Blue
Yeah.
lights all the way around. You remember how big that parking lot was?
Yeah. Yeah.
Man, and, you know, D&D
it was a menace.
phenomenon.
Yeah. They
on
they
it.
declared it a menace to the neighborhood.
And, you know, it used to be a country and western club, Denim and Diamonds.
Denim and
right?
Diamonds, yeah.
For that
And-
one
and-
day, it was us.
It was
One day of the week.
Sunday.
I remember in Houston, it used to be a country club called the Rhinestone
Yeah.
Wrangler.
Yeah.
Remember the
Yeah,
Rhinestone?
yeah.
And man, look, on one day, it was us. And what's my guy name? Mad Hatter from Magic 102. back
Wow.
then, right? And that's where I met Lester Pace.
Sir Lester Pace.
Pace
Yes.
was there
Yes.
on TSU, the Texas Southern University
Yeah.
radio station.
That's
Back
crazy.
when I was in high school
Wow.
in Texas, right? And he used to have songs. You know, he used to have songs. He used to do a show called the Kids Rock or Kids something on Saturday mornings, 90.9.
Lester
Shout out to Lester Pace.
Yes, sir.
Lester Pace.
And Sir Pace, he was
Yes,
Sir Pace.
Sir
He's
Pace.
still doing
Yeah,
it.
Look,
yeah.
and he
Oh,
had
yeah.
this song. He was singing live on the air called "Where's Your Hair, Gal?" Like talk about bald headed women, right? Oh man, we went crazy as kids.
Oh, wow.
High school kids, we went crazy. We was singing that over and over and over, and that's where I know Pace from.
That's
Before
awesome.
he even came to Memphis, right? Which was crazy, right? To me, right?
I
I'm
got
like,
one
yeah,
of them
man.
stories too, bro.
Man, yeah,
I met
man.
Pace in L.A. with Ken Wilson. Ken Wilson.
Ken Wilson, that's my dude.
Yeah, Ken Wilson.
Ken is my guy.
Yeah.
Ken, his sister,
Belinda.
Connie and Belinda. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, man, look.
You know the Sims brothers is from Memphis. Belinda's husband, they from Memphis. Danny Sims, Eddie.
Danny
Yeah.
was the real deal.
He had the Bob Marley catalog.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Hey, the real man. Ken was my guy. Ken
Yeah.
stayed over there on Sunset. He was
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Man, that's my
White
guy,
Label
right?
Records.
Right, White Label
I
Records.
met.
That's right.
I was
That's
producing.
crazy.
I was producing Hercules and Big Time. when he first signed them, and he brought Pace in. Then that's when I first met Pace.
That's crazy. Kim was working on trying his best to shop my music. For me. Ken,
that's crazy.
You know, whenever
It's a
I
small
go,
world, man.
Small world. When I go to LA, one of the first people I
Yeah.
called was Ken.
Yeah,
Good dude, man.
Man,
Good brother.
all day.
And you know, his
yeah,
sister,
that paper
his sister,
too, Belinda.
yeah, his sister works for. She's in Dallas, and she works for Warner.
Oh, right.
Well, she was. I don't know if she's
okay.
still- but she was there for a long time.
Yeah.
though. Long.
You know, Kim was went on when he left his own label and all the stuff he was doing. He left MCA. He went to be, I think, the vice president of J Records.
I did not. Sure was.
Yeah,
Yes, he was.
yeah,
Yes, he was.
yeah.
Yes, he was. So all them years. So what people need to know too is there were these conferences.
Yes.
Right. Jack
the Rapper.
and Impact were
Yes,
the two biggest
yes,
ones.
yes,
Right.
yes.
So Impact, was Impact, man. Impact. God. Woo, man. The stories that came out of them conferences.
Oh yeah.
Man, I would go to the conferences, and these conferences were for the program directors of the radio stations, right? And so that's where they, would get you to play their, they introduce the music.
Yeah.
I never forget. I remember Yolanda Adams performing. What was her song? Open Arms or something? Open
Heart,
Me or something.
Something, right.
I remember her performing that for the first time, man, and I was there, and it was just, and I was like, I had never heard of her.
Oh
right?
wow.
And it was
That
mind
was
blowing.
Yeah.
And she sang that song, man. And man, look, I was trying not to cry, man. I didn't want to be. I want to be hard. I had to be hard, but she did that, and I'll never forget too. One time, just a real quick story. They were Johnny Walker, our Johnny Walker,
yes,
right? Who Johnny was working for Def Jam,
right?
Johnny was like number 3 person.
Oh
at
yeah,
Def
no
Jam.
doubt, no doubt.
Under,
Oh yeah,
under Russell Simmons,
under Russell, yeah.
Right.
Russell and Leor, yeah.
Right, that's right. And so Johnny, they had the Nutty Professor or the I can't remember if it was Nutty Professor but it was some soundtrack. It might have been Nutty Professor. And so we were in California in not Riverside, Palm Springs. Palm Springs. And so they had this pool party set up at it wasn't Impact, it was the other radio conference, but they had this pool party set up and they were doing the Nutty Professor soundtrack, Montel Jordan and all these folks singing. So anyway, I think it was Nutty Professor or the Brothers or something. Gabrielle Union was sitting next to me at the next table right beside me, right? With Morris Chestnut and all these folks, right? For whatever movie they were promoting the soundtrack to. And so Gabrielle Union was gorgeous. Right? I was like, I mean, it is, right? And so, look, this is a bad story. It's a terrible story.
Yeah, good.
So anyway, Gabrielle got up to go do something. So I got up to go do something, right? And so I saw Gabrielle was coming back from whatever she was doing, and I was standing there, and I walked up to her and I held her hand, and I was like, my name is Touche, this, that, and other, such. Just trying to introduce myself.
I'm tagging Gabrielle.
And then please tag her.
Memphis.
Right. And then I looked in her eyes, right? And I saw her skin, and it was so freaking flawless. I just started stuttering. Look, I started stuttering. I lost everything. I lost my train of thought. I blew it. And I just patted her on her hand. I asked, I said, I got so tongue tied. I said, do you do music videos? Because I didn't have anything else. I had nothing. Right. And I just patted her on her hand and said, never mind. Just forget it.
Don't ever tell this story again.
That's my story. I'm sticking to it.
All the things he cropped down. You're gonna crop down this one.
I'm not cropping
that
down.
is
Yes,
not
you are.
pimping, man.
And I'm gonna tag Gabrielle.
Tag Gabrielle because
you shot your shot.
I
You
failed miserably. Miserably.
Wow.
Because I looked in her skin and it was so flawless. And I was like, how is this even possible? My ADHD kicked in. I was like, I have nothing.
She's still stunning.
I have nothing. And when I say absolutely gorgeous, and this was one of her first movies, right? What is it, The Brothers or something like that?
Yeah,
with Morris Chestnut and all the folks, man. I
Right.
was like, who is this? Yeah, man, absolutely amazing. Anyway, I
Come on back. Come on back. Come on
Yeah,
back.
I bombed.
Reel them back in.
But look, but that's how they used to
Yeah.
put music on,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
I
yeah.
remember
Them
50
soundtracks is
Cent.
big.
50 Cent was
I'm a
rapping,
bedtime person.
and he had a song, his demo he had a song where he was talking about all of the rappers.
The How to Rob.
Yeah.
It came on. It was on the
I remember
soundtrack. Yeah, well, actually, I think it was on the Violator compilation. How to Rob joint.
Right,
Yeah.
right. So look, y'all, we're gonna go back. We're gonna come back. We're way over our segment, and we got one more segment.
Ain't gonna come back.
But
We're
we gotta
gonna
talk-
create another
we gotta
segment.
talk about the time at Bad Boy.
Yeah, we're gonna.
Right, we
Right,
gotta talk about the time at Bad Boy.
a whole Mountain Dew.
Man, look.
No, he don't
Shout out to the Mountain Dew.
Shout out to the Mountain Dew. You're
Yeah.
watching the Antonio Parkinson Project. We'll be right back. Yes.
I'm not ready yet to let you go.
You're watching the Antonio Parkinson Project.
Hey, I'm Antonio Parkinson, and you're watching the Antonio Parkinson Project. Welcome back. We're here with my co-host, my lovely co-host, Angelica Jelly Woods, who's on the phone right now. Put that camera on here real quick. Right, there you go.
What
There
people
you
have
go.
to say about this
There
show
it
right
is.
now.
Right. Shout out to DJ Kojak. DJ Kojak.
Yes. We up in here.
And we got our guest, Carlos Broady. Carlos
Yes,
Broady
yes,
is in
yes.
the building.
What's good?
6th July.
Yeah.
So listen, man, we got to jump right in here.
Okay,
we're
come
gonna
on.
ask him a couple hard questions now.
All right.
So you worked at Bad Boy.
Yes.
You know, Bad Boy.
One of the
P. Diddy-
hitmen,
P.
yeah.
Diddy is in the news, right?
Oh,
you know,
yeah, Lord.
right. So
We're not gonna do
so
that.
so what was it like
not gonna do that.
working for P. Diddy?
Man, I learned a lot. I learned a lot. The transition from a beat maker to a producer.
Nice.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you can say what you want about him. I don't know his private stuff and all of that, but
Yeah.
when it comes to making records, he
Yeah.
knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
So when he formed the Hitman crew, you know, we just all took notes and
Yeah.
just watched how he made records. A lot of us learned how to make records from him.
What did he do that was special? Because I got an idea of his formula based on the Mary J. Blige album.
Yeah.
You know, he would give you something familiar,
Mm-hmm.
right? Give you a quick, catchy hook, right? And then all the rest was filled in the middle. What,
Yeah,
what's special
like
about
one
working
thing about him, he knew how to put the right people on the job. So this is what I tell producers: when you talking about producing, it's not just about music.
Right.
It's about I know the engineer to record it, the one
Yeah.
to mix it, right? I know the right musicians to put to
And
play
based
these
on their
pockets.
style, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He knew all the players of who to put the songwriters,
Right.
and I know the producers or the beat makers to put on this to
Yeah.
give it that edge.
Yeah.
So he was great at putting people together
Right.
and putting these records. He's great at orchestrating. He's a genius with that, actually.
It's like the
But
Kurt Franklin
listen,
hip-hop.
nah, he beyond that. Like because this guy, he goes to the mastering. He's
Mm-hmm.
he's gonna be at the music video. Then he's gonna be at the editing of the music video. You know what I
Mm. Yeah,
mean?
sitting there
If
trying to
if
chop.
I know Puff, like I know he probably was in there when they was pressing the records. You know what I mean? Like he's there from your styling, hands on, like your styling, the video, the choreography, and all of that. Like he's a producer through and through. And that not necessarily makes him a beat maker, but he does he's an overall producing
He's a
executive.
visionary then.
Oh, definitely.
And so
Definitely.
with that, it's important to explain to people
Yeah.
what a producer actually is. A producer
Yeah.
is not just the
Beat
person
maker.
that a beat maker.
Nah.
A producer is the person that sees the project
From beginning
beginning
to
to
end.
end,
Yes. Album cover,
Right.
artwork, credits. Like
Right.
yeah, he does all of that and making sure you're getting paid and people coming to the studio. Again, who to use with certain artists.
Right.
Certain engineers and things of that nature. So
That
yeah.
can bring out the best
Oh
in
man,
them
yeah,
and-
yeah.
and everybody.
And he's hands on.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
But let's talk about that work ethic though.
He don't sleep.
Right.
You know, I remember we was in Trinidad. He don't sleep. He woke me up at 5:00 after going to sleep at like 5. He woke me up at like 5:15. Like,
Right.
yeah, we don't sleep.
Right.
So I became part of the crew that was up early and go to bed late, you know.
Yeah.
But he probably sleep like 4 hours, maybe 4 hours. He's gonna go to bed after you and get up before you. He's that cat.
That's not surprising to me.
Nah.
I had my guy Akeem. Shout out to Akeem. Akeem was the street team for Impact. You remember did you know Akeem? For Impact magazine and my guy. I'm just drawing a blank. That owns Revolt now. Dang it. Well, he used to own Chris Clinkscale. Clinkscale. That's the last name.
Okay.
But Akeem worked for Clinkscale. And I went to New York and was hanging with them, right? And I never forget. And he was, now keep in mind, he was the street team for them. And so that's where I learned all my street team stuff from, right?
Gotcha.
And so they would work up until, I remember, I never forget this. We worked, I was just hanging. They were working till about 4 a.m. Then we went to this spot, this lounge. My first time seeing a lounge.
Right.
Right. There was
After
no
hour
sign.
spot, right.
There was no sign. It was just a red awning in
Right,
New York.
right.
Right. And you go in and you immediately go downstairs into the basement of this building. And there's a whole lounge in there with live music and people vibing, people sitting
Right.
on couches. I had never seen a setup like that before up until then, right?
Wow.
And then we came out of there. It was daylight. They went to sleep for about an hour. Got back up and was right at it again.
Right
And
at
that's
the
where I
office.
learned my work ethic
Yeah.
and brought my street team work
Yeah.
to Memphis and started. That's how I got on.
Right. Listen, I tell cats, hey, these cats are billionaires, and they not sleeping till 12 o'clock. You know what I mean? In the afternoon, them cats up when the bank open. They open. You know what I mean? That's when they get up, or that's when they already up, waiting on the bank to open. So they gonna beat you to the bank. They gonna go to bed after you and wake up before you.
And they get them checks.
Yeah. So what I look like sleeping at noon to 1 o'clock, or you know what I mean? Like I got to get it. Got to get it.
But it's an amazing, incredible work ethic and output when you're at that level. You can't be BSing around.
You can't be lazy.
You can't. It can't be a hobby for you.
No, hell no.
You know, and that's the problem I run into with artists here. They want to record when they want to record.
Yeah.
They want to
Take a week off.
Take a week
and-
off. They
no.
want to bullshit. They want and
Listen.
it can't work like that.
This business demands your blood, sweat, and your tears. If you really want to make it, you gotta forsake all. I'm talking about wives, kids, grandkids, all of that, or else you're not gonna make it. This ain't nothing you can jump into and kind of do when you feel like it. Nah, you got to give it up. If you don't give it up, you're not gonna make it in this. I don't care what nobody says. I know it. No, they not.
Everybody not hungry.
They not.
Claim to be hungry.
Man,
They're not
listen.
literally not hungry.
Listen.
Yeah.
When I used to go out with certain cats, go to New York, I slept on my man's couch, and I had a 4-bedroom house. But I'm grinding. I'm sleeping in hotel rooms with 50 cats. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, we grinding. We there, we packed in the car, we trying to get it.
Right.
And you had your own stuff at home going on, but
Like that.
that's what I'm saying. They don't understand the sacrifice.
They don't.
It's a lot of sacrifice in this game.
Man, it is, and it's and that's the difference maker. You know, thing about Memphis is this: you can throw a rock and hit 8 people in the head that got incredible talent.
Right.
Am I right?
Right.
Definitely.
But you ain't gonna hit nobody in the head hardly that got the drive
Yes.
to go with it.
Yeah.
And you know, and it's 3 things that make a superstar. You know, the drive, you know, and the talent, and then the marketability.
Yes.
Right. And you know, it's sad and unfortunate. You know, we got it's in the water. You know, you're gonna find a
talent after yin yang.
Right.
Yeah, but that drive and that ambition and that ability to really want to work, it's far and few in between.
Yeah.
And I could say it honestly, I'm dealing with a lot of it right now.
To be teachable. Everybody ain't teachable.
You can't teach that. It's got
Can't
to
teach
be in you.
that.
If it's not in you,
Gotta
that's
be
something
in.
you can't teach.
Right.
Nah.
And it's so and you know, and it just makes me sad though, honestly, when I see some people that's so
Man.
freaking talented.
Listen.
Be like, Jesus Christ, you freaking amazing.
Listen, you know what's crazy? And I say this, like two of the guys I get hustle just crazy is Yo Gotti and Young Dolph.
Yeah.
Because them cats go they went extra hard. Dolph went extra hard. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? You couldn't out hustle him.
And
right?
you see the return of it.
Yeah. And Gotti do the same thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like cat, you know, from when I was kicking it with him, you get mad if you sleeping past, 8:30. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
you can't
right.
get no money like that.
Right.
Yeah.
And you see the return. And what people don't understand, it's just like Kojak when we was, recording it inside of 3952 Twin Lakes, right? Our output was, we had the ruins back then, remember? But the output, the work ethic was ridiculous. Man. They lived in the studio, right?
Yeah.
And when it was time to do a show, it didn't matter if we were doing a show in a club on Danny Thomas, or if we were doing a show on Mud Island back then we did with 3-6 and all them, right? They was up for it, and it's gonna be the same big show.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but you can't. You just
listen.
it's so hard
and 3-6's structure was crazy when I was programming for them because they worked it like a 9 to 5. Like they They're there in the morning, and then studio time was like from 5 to 10 to 5
Right.
to 12, and they did that every day, you know, and the shows on the weekend, but it's
Right.
round the clock. Them guys had a hell of a structure.
Yeah.
Yeah, they showed me a lot. I learned a lot from them too with
Yeah.
the structure, how they had their business, Hypnotized Minds,
Right.
how they had it structured.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Shout out to Hypnotize.
Yeah,
Dang,
they
bro.
man, them cats was getting it.
Man, and the output, the return,
Yes.
it shows because you know they were dedicated
Mm-hmm.
to it and really.
I
really
mean, you can't be getting $8
Consistent.
a record independent.
bro.
You sell 100,000, you making $1 million.
You're
You know
a
what I mean?
millionaire
Like,
before you even do your deal.
See, and that's the thing. Nowadays, we sell 150 streams is worth $1,500. But if you sell at $10, you sell 100,000 records. That's $1 million.
Yep.
So I said we need to go back to selling it out the trunk.
Yeah.
Flash
Right.
drives, CDs,
Right.
something.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, come
Right.
on. Yeah, it sucks.
Yeah.
Streaming
Oh,
sucks.
Yeah.
It's a tenth of a cent.
And a lot of labels own the streaming company.
Yeah.
This distribution
Yeah.
company. So
Oh, it's the biggest
it's the
hustle.
pimp game.
Oh, come on.
Look, I'm glad we're here.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Angelica. Let's educate folks, Carlos.
Yeah.
Let's educate folks. So, and let's educate folks from the old school.
No doubt.
So that it's easy.
I did wonder that
So-
how much that money they made.
Yeah.
So you're an artist, right? And let's say you get a major label deal, right? So what the major labels are and really doing with you is loaning you money.
Right. They're like
Right.
a bank. Right.
So let's say they give you a budget of $100,000 for your
Right.
record, right? And you're
Right.
all excited, and you take this $100,000 check, right? That's your advance,
Mm-hmm.
right? Now you have to pay that money back,
Right.
based on your contract. Now, let's say back in the day they sold CDs for $10, right?
Mm-hmm.
And your contract and it wasn't never this good, but your contract said you're getting 10 points, right?
Right.
It was never that good, though.
Right.
So 10 points means 10% of every dollar.
About 8 cents a unit.
Or yeah,
What-
right. Well,
what-
10
what-
cents.
what-
If it's sold for $10, let's say 10.
Well, a
let's say
point is
$1.
8 cents, so that's about 80 cents.
Yeah, about
Yeah.
80 cents. Right.
Yeah.
So let's round it to $1.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So you now remember you got $100,000 given to you, right? So before you can even see the first dime of your record sales, you have to pay
Recoup.
back that recoup that $100,000 based on your dollar per CD. And I'm giving them a lot with $1 per CD.
Right.
Right. So that means that you have to sell a little bit more than 100,000
Right.
CDs,
To see.
probably 110,000
Right.
CDs. Before you see the first dime
Yes.
of your money. Now, watch this: 100,000 CDs sold at $10 a CD means that the record company done made $1 million,
$1 million.
and you ain't seen the first dime because you took that $100,000. Come on, tell me.
Now,
I would have been
2
like,
Chainz.
Pimp game.
for me.
2 Chainz was one of the records that I kind of got hip to, the big advances. Because producers was taking big advances on artists that they thought wouldn't sell a lot of records.
Right.
That's where the $200,000 advances, the 100,000 and all of that came from, right? Other than that, it'd be like 20, 30 or whatever, right?
Right.
For your music. So when I did Ghetto Dreams on Boats 1, right? And I got a call about he was about to sign. It was me, him, and this cat named Universal on the phone.
Make sure you explain to everybody. Break it down.
Okay.
In granular form. You and who?
Me, Universal, and 2 Chainz was
Okay.
on the phone talking about he's getting ready to sign the Def Jam. And I had the Ghetto Dreams beat, and he didn't want to put it on the mixtape. He wanted to use it for his album. So he was asking me to save the beat for him. I'm like, I got you. He's like, what you want for it? And I'm like, give me $3,000.
Right.
He said, what? I was like, give me $3,000. He was like, okay, well, I'm gonna call you back in a couple of weeks when I sign. So fast forward, he signed, he called me back. He said, so now what you want for this beat? I was like, give me $3,000. He was like, for real? It's like, yeah. And I asked him, you know who I am? He was like, yeah, I know who you are. That's why I'm asking you. Why you want, I
Right.
said, well, listen, give me $3,000. I don't want to recoup your $1 million budget.
Right.
I want to recoup what we spent on our song, which was the one song, right? Because Chainz had his own studio, got his own engineer. He gonna mix it, right? So we might have spent $10,000 on that one song because each song has a budget,
Right.
right? So I only recouped on what we spent on making my song, right? And I told him I want to be paid on record 1. So
Yes,
fast
sir.
forward. Now he was
Wait, explain that. 'cause
being
people
paid
need
on record one, meaning the first record sold, I'm getting some money from it because I don't have nothing to recoup.
right,
I'm not taking a big advance. I'm not taking
right.
I'm taking $3,000.
Right.
So if he sell 100,000 units, make $1 million, I'm gonna get some money because I'm only recouping on, like, if they spent $20,000 on my song, out that $1 million, I know I'm gonna see something.
Right.
Yeah.
Because it's not much to recoup. My advance was 3,000, and he may have mixed it for 5, so we at 8, right? And these are just rough numbers. So bam, he said, "All right, bet." So I give my agreement, sign my producer's declaration, and all of that. And the record come out, and he like at 600, 700,000. My first check, and this is just the one warming up, was 45,000.
You see what I'm saying?
Off of $3,000. You see what I'm saying? Because I didn't have to recoup your video, your budget, none of that. So I'm getting paid as he getting paid.
Right.
And that's one thing I learned.
Yeah.
Oh, so I stopped taking big advances.
Yeah.
Just be
Yeah.
patient.
Especially when it's somebody
Just be
like
patient
that.
with it, ride the wave.
You can't do it with everybody because he was so hot in the streets
Right.
that you just knew he was gonna sell off
Right.
the top. And he had an all-star list of producers.
Yeah.
And my record had John Legend and Scarface on it.
Right.
So
And so, speaking of hot in the streets,
Mm-hmm.
you know, let's talk about that. You know, because I remember working with DJ DMD. And he had 25.
yeah,
minors on my
yeah.
dresser.
Right.
And then I remember also 3-6 Mafia is a
Yes.
golden.
Oh, man.
Master P.
Yes.
And a whole no limit situation.
Yes.
You know, is a
Tony
golden
Draper
story.
with Suave
Tony
House.
Draper with Suave
Man,
House.
yeah.
And Slim Thug.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
All of these folks, they sold their records out the trunk first.
I
Hammer.
was with DOC. Shout out to DOC when
Yeah.
Slim Thug, when Pharrell and them came to Houston to because I was doing a record with DLC and 662, I believe his name. And
I remember 6'2".
listen, they was going crazy over Slim Thug.
Slim Thug
Like,
still
it was,
cold.
man.
Still
I'm
cold,
talking
man.
about it was he been a millionaire,
Right.
like, you know what I'm saying?
And that's the thing, right? You know, these cats were becoming millionaires.
Yeah,
they,
independently.
and they don't get the props that they deserve about, you know, especially like 3-6 Mafia
Man,
and,
so listen,
and all these folks.
Tony Draper, bro, not to cut you off.
No, go ahead.
Tony Draper is how I learned about the publishing game.
Right.
And Drape was the cat, man. Listen, Drape was trying to get Rockefeller, and I don't know if you want me telling it, but Drape
Please tell it.
he was trying to get Rockefeller the money before they signed the Def Jam. He had that kind of paper.
Right.
Like, they can come to me and
Right,
get what Def
right,
Jam gave him. I
right.
would have gave him, you know what I mean?
Right.
But he was making that money independent.
Right. So
Like,
man, look, hey, you know, we talk about Houston Tony Draper.
Oh,
you know,
man.
can't talk about Houston without talking about Rap Alive.
you gotta talk about Rap
Right.
Alive. Jay Prince is just a
right.
whole nother story. I
Right.
think his cat's been a billionaire since the early '90s.
Right,
I ain't
and,
even
and,
lie.
and laid back and won't even tell you that,
Nah,
that he's that. But and
man.
then, you know, the cats that came through my high school behind me, Pimp C and Bun
Oh,
B,
yeah.
you know, yeah, they were ninth graders. I was a
No
senior,
doubt.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Man, you know, DJ DMD, you know,
Yeah.
shout out to PAT, all the folks in Port Arthur, Texas.
that's
you know,
crazy.
hometown,
Man.
You know, but yeah, man, look, man, this has been probably our best show. I real talk.
Yeah.
We
I
need-
had a mini
Listen, but
high school
we gotta go.
reunion.
We gotta do a part 2 because we really didn't get to go into the warehouse music days.
Oh man,
You know what I mean? Where
yeah.
all of us,
Yeah.
the Lil Pats, the Gangster Pats, the Al
Yeah.
Capones, the 211s, we was all in
there.
there.
We want to extend the show. We
I
want to
mean,
touch on it. Let's,
Yeah, what do
okay.
you mean
That's
30
where we was
minutes?
at.
Going on 2 hours. Yes, almost 8 o'clock.
We're gonna have to do a part 1 and part 2.
That's
Yeah,
how
we
you
gotta
know
do a
you
part
love.
2.
Man, I
Yeah.
be talking about my passion.
Yeah.
Seriously.
A lot of passion in the
That's what I'm
house.
saying.
A lot of it.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Man, look, you know, since I don't want to take a chance on this, so we're gonna have to talk about this history, Memphis music history, because you know it might be hard to get him back. We'll just
Nah,
divide it
I'm
into
coming
part
back.
1 and
Whatever
part
you
2.
want to do.
He ain't gonna lie out here. He
So
coming
look,
back.
so let's talk about that, man. I said Spanish Fly,
Yeah.
and Antonio Neal. Shout out to Spanish
Right.
Fly. You know,
Yes.
look, and going back to Spanish Fly is interesting because I was in the military when I seen these cats for the first
Mm-hmm.
time, right? And so I was the only person in the military. I mean, and they had a regular haircut, a military haircut,
Right.
at No Name.
Oh wow.
I thought I was fresh. I had on a long, I had on
on
a
now.
long trench coat,
Yeah.
right, and
Yeah.
had a Marine Corps haircut.
Oh, wow.
In No Name, everybody in No Name had a curl.
Yes.
Everybody.
looking like a straight soldier.
Looking like a curl and gold teeth.
And gold teeth, Dr.
Gold
Jordan.
teeth.
Yeah.
But you know what was crazy?
And Cortez had the
Yeah.
word.
Cortez. and look, and right.
Yeah.
And look,
Gangsta night.
and I never forget,
Man,
man,
Gangsta
because
Night. Ain't
it
that
was.
something?
So I can tell you what they were playing. They were playing
Come on.
Too Short,
Yeah.
Freaky Tales,
Yeah.
right? And they were playing. They hadn't got to Gore-Tex yet.
Trigger Man.
Came out. Trigger Man hadn't dropped yet.
Trigger Man hadn't dropped yet?
It's before that. So
Okay.
this is when they and I never forget this because I was stationed in North Carolina, but I came back right, and I saw this, and I'm in there, and I'm like. No, first it was No Name. We were still dancing with each other,
Right.
You know, because it was all loop music back
Right.
then. Teeny Weeny Bikini Contest, right? Okay. Then
No Name was Nouveau at first, wasn't it?
No,
What
no,
was first?
it wasn't Nouveau first.
Club
It was
Expo.
Expo second.
Second.
Yes,
Okay.
second.
That's what I'm
okay.
about to get to.
Gotcha.
So I left, went to North Carolina. I was stationed in North Carolina. Came back because I had, my girl here, and I went to Expo. Then it was Expo. So I get to Expo. I'm thinking I'm finna see the Teeny Weeny Bikini Contest.
sir.
Shit had changed.
Yes.
Right. I get in there, right, and now I'm standing there with my trench coat on. And y'all stop laughing back there. And my
Trench coat.
my nice little button-down shirt, because I'm thinking I'm going to the club.
Yeah.
Right? I'm about to dance with some girls in the Teeny Weeny
No,
Bikini
you ain't.
Contest. Got in there, man, and I saw them. They were walking around in a circle.
Yes, sir.
Swinging curls,
Yes.
walking around in a circle. And it scared me. I ain't gonna lie. This real God honest truth. I looked at this and I said, they look like they doing some type
Indian
of
dance.
witchcraft ritual in here, right? And the Indian dance or something. What they doing, right? They're walking around in a circle. Dun, dun, right? And I'm like, what is this? I've never seen anything like this before. And this
Right.
speaks to the innovation of Memphis.
No
right?
doubt, no doubt.
I've never seen anything like this before.
Yes.
And they were walking around in the circle and walking around in the circle and walking around in the circle. And then I tried to get in the circle and I got ran over.
It's a method.
yeah.
It's a method.
I was
yeah.
uncoordinated. Right? My right hand was going with my right leg, and it's not supposed to go like that.
Nah,
And my left hand was going with my left leg, and it's supposed to alternate.
Right.
And I was like, and I get ran over, and and they laugh and they be
Right.
nice and pick me up,
Right.
right? And and
Yeah.
what man, that was a phenomenon. Gangster walking
Man.
had been birthed.
Yes.
Man. I hadn't, and it was just incredibly amazing and innovative.
They was nice at Expo, but Studio
Yeah,
G, they
no.
wasn't nice.
No, see, it had
It's a whole
evolved in
nother
Studio
world.
G, though. It became buck jumping in
Yeah.
Studio G. It was a mosh pit.
Bruh.
Head at the elbow.
Yeah, buddy, man.
Infamous elbow.
And that's when Al Capone was doing his shows,
Yes.
raising up out the coffin.
Yes.
Oh,
You remember that?
Yeah.
Them days?
Bro, we used
Skinny
to,
Pimp,
man,
211.
Al Capone was one of the first Memphis rappers that I saw. We used to pick him up for the studio, and he had to wear a disguise
Why, Al Capone.
because they was looking for him.
And look, for those of you that don't know, Al Capone is the author of Whoop That Trick. So if you've never, and another phenomenon, if you ever come to a Memphis Grizzlies game and we're winning, you're going to see 10,000 white folks out of 20,000 people in the FedEx Forum
Speak.
shouting, "Whoop that trick! Whoop that!"
Yes.
And everybody in that movie that had a song in that
Hustle and
movie
Flow?
should thank me
Okay, let's talk about it.
because had I kept going forward because they didn't want to pay me the money that I was asking for, when nobody had that opportunity to get a song in that movie.
Really,
I was supposed to do every song in
you're
that
supposed to
movie.
produce the whole right.
Every song in the movie.
Wow.
Yeah.
up.
I got the call when they got the $10 million at Sundance. And I introduced DJ Paul to Craig Brewer on the parking lot.
Really?
Yeah, I was involved with Craig when Stan Lathan and Russell Simmons were trying to buy the movie, and MTV was trying to buy the movie. And next thing I know, John Singleton was there, and I get a call from LA. Paul like, man, you know that movie you was talking about? Yeah, he's like, man, John Singleton trying to get that movie. I need to meet the cast. So, all right, when you get back, we're gonna go meet him.
That's a big deal.
And me and Paul and Craig Brewer was at Paul's house having drinks. You know what I mean?
Right.
Talking about the movie. But
Right.
when everybody got into town, everybody was at my house listening to old records. I just talked to John Stewart. I'm sorry, Paul Stewart. Remember PMP Records had Montel Jordan. That's Paul Stewart. He was the music supervisor. And me and him was just laughing about this, about everybody being at my house listening to records. And he said that was the first time he heard Seal Johnson's Because I'm Black. He never heard it before.
Really?
And I played it for him. So we were going over I got the original script to Hustle and Flow.
Wow.
The original joint.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, they cut me out of it. And she said, "Tell how they cut you out of it." Well, you know,
So they cut you out the script.
Yeah, well, they cut me out the. Well, it was they didn't want to pay. It was like I think like 15 grand for like 5 beats in the movie is what Craig wanted me to do, and they were saying they didn't have the money to pay me 15 grand. They wanted me to take less money,
And they really didn't know. Did they? Because
Yeah,
you got people.
Listen.
You got some of the actors that you know what.
Taraji.
No.
Terrence
Howard was just thinking about this.
But it wasn't because he didn't have money. He wanted to pay a certain amount. He filmed the movie.
So he had a budget.
Yeah, I don't even think he spent over $200,000 filming that movie.
Right.
You know what I mean?
So
you,
what happened
you
to
come
the rest
to a
of the
town
budget?
like this. You come to a town like this was before he got the deal.
Right. Okay.
So you come
gotcha.
to somewhere like this, a location like this, and you can get everything for cheap.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think Terrence was paid what 30 or 15 grand or something like
No,
that.
he said 12.
12
Didn't he say
grand.
12,000
Yeah,
in his interview.
I think it was supposed to be 30, but I don't know how they got down to 12. But I knew it was supposed to be like 30 or something like that. But yeah, they were lowballing. But
and that's what Taraji P. Henson.
But listen,
was
the
talking about
lawyer,
that.
me and the lawyer was tight. So the lawyer told me, you know, he was like, listen, he's gonna have to own everything to get this deal in Sundance because they didn't want to go through the whole license thing.
Right. Yeah.
You got to license every song.
Yeah.
That's why I was supposed to produce all of the songs
Yeah.
in the movie. So you got one license with one producer.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So after that didn't happen, my lawyer's like, listen, rest in peace, John Singleton. He's like, if he don't want to pay 15 grand for some beats, he needs to start making
But
movies.
was John Singleton the decision maker for that?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
yeah. Like
Okay.
it was ill because from my understanding, I know certain people hadn't got paid when the brothers won the Oscar.
What damn?
And I just leave it like that.
What damn?
You know what I'm saying?
Right,
like
right.
I know some things. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like and my thing was, listen, man, my thing with Memphis is always Memphis, we need to come together because we can get a lot of money. And I know a lot of executives that called me and have called me and said, listen, man, if y'all just put this thing together, y'all would be running this shit.
Yeah.
Right? If y'all just come together as a unit, as a city and as a talent, that means that all of the cats that we say got clout and we all come together. And I was just telling Coach that if we come together and we say, okay, Touche, your record is up next. We come together and push your record, we unstoppable. Then when my artists come out, we all come together, we push my record.
That's too much
But
like
but they do it in Atlanta.
They
Yeah.
do it. Thank
Yeah.
you. I was about to say it.
That's how they do it in Atlanta.
Yep.
I don't care what our differences are. I don't have to like you in order to make this money.
Yes, indeed.
We can put that.
Agree.
Listen, we can put that to the side. Let's get this money. You know what I'm saying? I shout out Gotti because at like when he did the Y on the mixtape, and he was like, "Y36 don't have a record with Ball and Chi." And after that,
Yeah.
you get the record with
Right.
our program Stay
Right.
Fly. So I know.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like it's stuff like that. When we put this thing together, man, we'll be unstoppable because we got all the talent. We got somebody in Memphis and everybody's crew that's making records right now.
Right.
Whether it's a songwriter, a choreographer, a producer, you know what I mean, a rapper. Like, come on, we killing it right now. And it's
Top of the food chain.
Yeah.
Memphis is at the top of the food chain when it comes to rap music.
so while we don't have a major conglomerate here to whereas we can, like an incubator program, we can turn our talent.
You know, it's colonizing, man. Because they come in here and rape the resources and take it
But our
somewhere.
problem is we got this one mentality.
And that's why it's
the-
able to be done.
Yeah.
That's why
Yeah,
it's
it's so much money to go around. I can't count your pocket. I don't
Crab
care
in a
what you
bucket.
make.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Take time.
Yeah, I know you got to make money. So why
Right.
would I be mad at you
Right.
making money?
Let everybody eat.
Come on.
Yeah. But
That's
let's
how
it
you
together.
do it.
Yeah.
Y'all check in, man. What
Come
y'all
on,
think
man.
about Memphis?
Wow.
Get it
What
together.
y'all think about it, Memphis? We
I've been saying
we got
this
a new
shit for
mayor
30
coming.
years.
We need
Yeah.
to change our mindset.
Come on.
Y'all hear the brother right here, man.
Man, 30
Come on
years.
now.
Anybody know me, I
Come
say
on.
the same thing, bro.
Yeah, man.
I've been saying this.
I mean, I remember, man, and it's so sad because I remember, you know, the reason I lost my first city council race was because, you know, I was the chair of the music commission. I was over the music
That's
commission.
right.
And I remember, you know, there was a group of folks in the business community that wanted to take over the music commission and basically hand it over to this white guy. And I told him no. I said the music was built on the backs
That's right.
of black folks, right?
Right.
And they got mad at me, literally got mad at me. I mean, literally to the point to where they was beating on the conference room table mad at me because I was trying to bring Johnny Walker in.
Right.
Right. And they literally funded my opponent in my city council race to the tune of honestly about $300,000.
Wow.
Right. And and that goes to show you. And my reasoning was pure because I'm like, this thing is built on the backs of
Black people,
folks like B.B. King and you know your Uncle William Brown,
Come on,
right.
you know, and
Willie Mitchell,
right, people too, and
right,
and you know 3-6 Mafia and all of these folks, right? And y'all want to come in because 3-6 done won this Oscar,
right?
Now y'all want to come in
y'all
and
want a piece of
commandeer the whole thing, and then put this guy who only had experience in the music business of being in the garage band, but he was the CEO of Comcast, or whatever it was back then, Warner Brothers. What was
Time Warner.
Time Warner.
Yeah. And I was in that meeting. I was in that board meeting, and they were like, "Why don't we have a piece of 3-6 Mafia after the Oscar?" And them cats had made millions.
But they didn't want to mess with 3-6 Mafia before the Oscar.
No, not at all.
They didn't want to mess with. They didn't want to. You know, just like John Fry coming to me saying, "Well, you know, I just don't like the language.
Yeah.
You know, I don't like what they stand for.
Yeah.
But you want the money. No,
I always
you can't."
want the
So
money.
when I said no, they literally, and I'm talking about the top businesses in the city of Memphis, literally beat their hands on the desk and said, you know, we got you. Yep. But you know what though? I'm state representative now. So
but listen, you a cancer. They can't stop you. You're gonna do your thing. Just like me. My bones. I threw my own bones down. Like, and it's the same thing. It's like, man, come on. Why does it have to be that way? Right? It's like, why can't we do this thing the way they do? For one, we need to quit relying on other people to help us do what we do.
I ran around the church. I almost ran around the church.
You get happy.
It's enough of us with enough money to do what we do. We don't need nobody else.
If we simply band together.
That's all we got to do.
If we simply band together.
Why is that so hard?
Because we don't trust each other. One of my mentors told me this. He said, and I never forget, he had his little broken glasses on. He always had a rubber band around this piece of his glasses because the arm would fall off, right? And he took his glasses off because he was frustrated. He said, "Touche, let me tell you something. Whenever you're dealing with N-words, put your best deal on the table, and I guarantee you," and I'm making a facial expression, I guarantee you they're going to negotiate themselves into a worse deal. And when I say worse, Hey, shout out to Herman Jones.
I was just trying to say.
That's real.
Because now, and this is my pattern, right? Look, I'm giving you the best that I got, right? And because you don't trust me, you're going to try to work some other type of deal, and you're going to end up in a worse situation. But I'm laying it all out on the front end. But we got to learn to trust each other.
But, you know, like you being a pioneer and doing that, me being a pioneer, because listen, in the 90s, doing New York hip-hop in Memphis, Tennessee, they looking at you like you're crazy.
Like, man, where you going with your boots on?
Listen,
where you going with your Timberlands
man,
on?
me and Gangsta Pat used to get into it every day. He was like, you need to carry your ass to New York City with that.
Right. Shout out to Patrick Hall. Right,
you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But fast forward, Drummer Boy told me, he said, listen, man, he said it at the Hall of Fame. He was like, yo, you made me understand that it was possible to win a Grammy and be from Memphis, Tennessee.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah.
So stuff like that is like, man, that's what you do it for.
Right.
And that cat, you know, is 100 to this day. He always
incredible
shout me out and get. That's why I was like,
boy, and
you know,
Wayne, they all come from.
Oh, no doubt. Come on. Oh yeah.
Yeah. But you know,
Definitely.
we can't walk past this.
Nah.
So you have been inducted into the
Yes.
Memphis Music
He's the only producer too. Yes.
That's incredible.
Hey, we did it, hip hop.
You still ain't shit to me, but you know,
I know. On the 50th year of hip hop, right? The 50th, yeah, bro.
That is absolutely
that's crazy,
incredible, y'all. Hall of Famer.
Yes.
Amazing.
That's awesome.
It is.
Angelica?
It is.
Angelica's looking like me.
A reunion at somebody's couch.
I'm so sick of you.
Normally she throwing shade on us.
Yeah.
We want some shade from
No, you can't shade
but
it.
look, Angelica is giving us the wrap up. You know,
No
I
doubt.
look on the face.
It's been 2 hours.
Right.
You know
But it's been an incredible show. I don't know how we're gonna chop this up. We're just gonna lay it out.
Man.
It's gonna hide.
It's gonna be.
You
we gotta come back. We got because I got some stories. Yeah.
Y'all
We got the.
Now, Parkinson, I want
Lord.
to hear your Instagram.
I'm a gentleman. I ain't gonna give you no tea.
I want to hear your stories, Parkinson.
Yeah.
I want to hear your story.
I ain't gonna give you that much tea.
Look, Parkinson, I want to hear your story, Parkinson.
I'm not gonna tell another story, Angelica.
I still haven't let go that you had a deal. I'm like, what?
Right? Yeah, I had.
Listen,
your boy had a deal.
contrary to what he said, he was really dope.
Yeah.
He had the record, the Susanna record.
Yeah,
You remember that?
The whole Susanna. You had the other
Mary
record.
Jane, to Mary
Yes,
Jane,
sir.
Jane
Yep.
something.
Yeah, bro.
I remember
I
that.
never forget this too on that record.
No, we got to.
Yeah. On that record,
Go on, give him his
your
flowers.
Uncle William Brown.
Yeah.
BP.
And this is by your Uncle William Brown
Mm-hmm.
engineered this record at Willie Mitchell's
Willie
studio.
Mitchell spot, right?
Royal Studio.
Studio, yeah.
Right where
Uptown.
Bruno
Bruno Mars.
Mars.
Yeah.
Mars
Boo Mitchell did
came out
the
of,
horn
and I was-
arrangements. Yeah.
And I never forget, man. I remember we was in there, and SMK was in there,
Mm-hmm.
and William Brown was engineering, and William Brown said, SMK had put this drum roll in. You know, that was just a famous
That was
thing,
his joint, right. See?
Right. And
Yeah, you
SMK
starting something with that right there, but come on.
And right.
Yeah, yeah,
right.
yeah.
And SMK had it turned down, and William Brown said, no. Turn that up. No, turn it up some more. All the way up. Right? And that thing hit, then you know that Rick James was playing. Then that thing went.
See what you done did?
And man, we was like,
Yeah.
old school.
But that's that Memphis thing that we never get to talk
and that
about.
nobody else got.
They won't listen. Guys like us, they don't want to talk about us because they got to give it up to us because we were ahead of the guys that they put in the forefront of this thing.
Man, when you think about that, and you
Come
think
on, bro.
about, William Brown and Stax and Isaac Hayes and Porter and all the folks that the Redding,
Otis Redding,
the Barcade,
right.
James and the whole team over there,
Right.
man, and James,
Rufus Thomas,
and James Spawn, Jackie
yes,
Bay,
oh yeah,
right,
yeah.
man, do people understand?
Listen,
what's here?
Willie Hall was the drummer. That's Gangsta Paz Daddy.
That's his
Yeah.
dad.
He was a session musician, and come on, bro.
Yeah.
Like,
Man, when you think about that, man, the history.
now the argument is, bro, I think Gangsta Pat was the first Memphis cat with a major deal because he got the Ichiban Atlantic.
sure
Well, he got
did.
Ichiban
He sure
later,
did.
but it was Atlantic first.
Yeah, he sure did.
Yeah.
That's right. He was the first.
He was the first.
He was.
Because
You're
Al's
absolutely
deal with
For
Eli
rap,
came
for
after
rap,
that. Yeah,
yeah.
for rap. Yeah, definitely. First major joint.
Yeah, man. But man, look, we got to bring you back.
Come on, man. Let's go.
Yeah,
we
we
got
gotta
to go down the line.
Studio session.
Yeah,
This
yeah, yeah.
studio session.
Man, right. Look,
Yes,
I didn't get a
sir.
chance to talk about that. We didn't get a chance to talk about that. I sure asked him on the phone, man, who was in the studio?
Yeah.
Look, I really want to know who was in there, man.
Everybody.
Yeah, man. But look, man, this has been an absolutely amazing show.
Man,
We
thank you.
truly appreciate you,
Man,
man.
I appreciate
for,
you, bro. You know it.
Come
Come on. Yeah.
Write the book, man.
Oh, Lord.
Write the book, man. Write the book.
I'm
Bestseller.
a AI that
Sister
joint.
girl.
Wife.
Thank you. Man,
That's the
y'all
writer.
write-
She's the writer.
Okay, then you write
Bestseller,
the book.
bestseller.
Give
She's
you
the
outline
writer.
and you just interview.
She
her.
know all this shit.
Right. Yeah, man. But y'all, look, I truly appreciate. Shout out to my wonderful co-host Angelica Jelly Woods.
Let me tell y'all something.
Uh-oh.
You educated.
Did you
I
get
don't know none of the people they was talking about.
Did you get something from?
I was listening to Spice Girls around this time. Don't
Oh,
judge me.
my God.
No, we just.
And they were
Watch.
Spice Girls off the chain.
Right.
I wish I had a record on the
That's
Spice
gonna be the
Girls.
clip. He gonna.
Man,
He gonna okay, I didn't get no shade. for
No,
Spice
you
Girls.
You get
Oh,
no
thank
shade.
you.
No, what's my girl named Nicole?
Yeah.
Stay focused on talking my talent. But no, honestly, hearing your story, I feel inspired.
That's awesome.
Hopefully, other people feel inspired. No,
Yes.
nothing, just rejection does not mean nothing. Keep
No.
pushing. Who you are connected and married to matters.
Yes.
It's-
All day.
Okay.
All day.
Listen,
Come on.
Y'all missing all the nuggets. We talking
Right,
about
right.
thank you, wife.
Yeah. You can't do nothing without that. I mean, I can speak on it.
They look at connection negative, but no,
Nah.
it has a lot. Your helpmate matters.
Yeah. Come on, man. That's
Your
the
support
backbone.
team matters.
Yeah.
So when we come back, we're gonna talk about that. We're gonna put the wife on here.
No doubt.
We're gonna scoop Kojak.
That's a whole nother show. That's
It
dope.
will. Hello. I want to hear. Thank you.
Yeah,
Ian,
yeah.
What it was like.
Yeah,
to
because
work
she was
somebody in
right there from
limelight
the
in
whole
pressure.
from the jump.
Having to hold it
the
down.
whole
That's what I
joint.
want to
Yeah,
know.
exactly.
You know? But
Yeah.
hey, but okay. Going back to the couch.
I mean, you
with
went
the
to your
Mountain-
whole soliloquy with your little Mountain Dew,
Right.
but it ain't Mountain Dew color though.
Well,
Put that camera back on.
Coca-Cola.
You
Oh,
switched
is that
now.
what it is? Okay.
This is,
Okay.
I want y'all to know that this Kojak, he got a big cake.
Them the
Coca-Cola.
joints.
Not the real kind.
That's
Hey,
that's
those are
classic
better.
Kojak.
They made in the same thing. DJ Kojak.
I do it with the K.
Hey, man.
But no, I feel inspired because
Great.
That's
man.
awesome.
And that's what I do it for. So that's awesome.
and some people think it's impossible to see somebody
No.
like in reach.
Nah.
Right.
So
Yeah.
he's right here in the city.
Oh, come on.
And,
You can holler at
Are
me.
we in North? Are we in North
He gonna do the
Memphis?
challenge.
What's
with
the
us.
challenge?
Your challenge is window is up.
No. When we finish the
White people tell him I got a baby at
MEIG.
home. They be acting like I ain't on no time schedule.
Right.
You don't have a 2-hour segment.
Okay, but you doing a soliloquy that's eating up the time to do the challenge.
What,
Hold
what's
on,
the challenge?
let me get this.
What's the challenge?
Y'all gonna talk about 3 minutes. They talked a
M-N-E-I-E.
whole hour and 45 minutes.
I
and
feel
my
it, too.
3 minutes is eating up time.
Right.
But no, I'm serious. A lot of people need to know, and people need to learn how to take correction.
Mm-hmm.
And we talked about emotional intelligence. People
Oh, yeah.
This world, especially Memphis, but that's a whole nother topic. But
You ADHD and hard.
I'm ADHD, and y'all done been on the couch, studio,
Right.
cascading, sliding, Crystal Palace,
Oh, yeah.
pool parties, Gabrielle.
Gangster
Union.
walking.
Right.
Gangster walking. I got ADHD.
Right.
Flicking in the cars.
Right.
Brother rapping.
Remember
I got
SMK with the
ADHD.
samurai?
Yeah.
Remember when they had the samurai?
Mhm.
Look, the Suzuki
The
samurai.
Suzuki's around. Yeah.
Hey, when Sean see this show, he gonna be
He gonna be
tripping.
dying laughing.
DJ
Yeah.
Kojak, what about it, man?
Man, man, this brother
Yeah,
here.
go on, send it yourself, man. Send it
This
yourself so
brother,
we can see.
well, this brother here, man, I'm telling you, we go way back. Like I
Yeah.
said, to the house.
Yeah.
Right.
To the house. Where's Center at?
Right there, right in front of your
Yeah.
mic. In front of your mic. Then they
To the
gonna turn
house.
the mic. Look.
Yeah. And
Lil
y'all know
Wayne.
John. And that was
John, which
one
John
of the
you talking
first.
about? John Best? Who you
yeah,
talking about?
John Best.
John
John
Best.
Best, yeah, brother
Yeah.
John.
That's one of the first tapes that I heard when I
Oh,
went to his house.
wow. That's
John
crazy.
Best.
Like J Love,
Yes.
J Love.
Yeah,
I'm talking
yeah,
about,
yeah.
man.
Yeah.
Man,
Yeah.
them joints there.
Oh, wow.
I think if I can dig,
Y'all talking
because
about
I used to take
88.5
copies of
John
tapes
Best?
home.
Yeah.
I may have a copy.
Yeah.
I still may have a copy.
John Best.
Oh,
come
wow.
on.
I used to take them tapes home, man. It's
You
just
see what I'm
like,
saying?
oh my God,
Oh, that's
Shout out to
crazy.
brother
Killer.
John
I
Best.
never heard his rap song, but I love him.
Yeah.
as a
Oh
whole.
man,
Yeah, we was a group. That's how I got. I was with. I met Pete and them, but John had got drafted to the New Jersey Nets.
Yeah.
And I went to summer camp with him. He put me on the bus from Memphis to New Jersey, and I went to summer camp.
Incredible.
And I was in the basement
We're
with
gonna take
Pete
a
off of that
selfie
trip.
in John's cell
Off of that
phone.
trip.
That trip.
Man, come back to me.
Yes,
Oh,
sir. Yeah,
man,
yeah.
Hey, come back to me,
I'm
Michelle.
sending John a picture.
I
right
was the
now.
first person John met when he came to, other than his cousin. Well, he knew his cousin, but I was the first person he met in '86 when he first got to Memphis.
Where's he from? Where's
He's
John
from Asbury Park, New Jersey.
What?
Yeah.
Man, come to me, Michelle.
Yeah.
Shout out to brother John.
Brother John.
That's my guy.
Yeah, man.
Bars.
Man, we appreciate you, man. And
Yeah,
brother
John.
John can mix some house music. Too.
Oh yeah.
yeah.
John, I'm still mad.
He
at
was
you
in the
for responding
DJ
to my
crew.
text message.
Yeah. We was all DJs.
Wow.
Yeah, definitely. He was
That's
in the crew.
incredible. But that's a great way to end the show. You look, hey, you've been watching the Antonio Parkinson Project. Make sure you tune in. We're going to have another great show like this. Shout out to our guest, Carlos Broady, and
Yes, sir.
my wonderful co-host. And we will see you the next time. It's the Antonio Parkinson Project.
You're watching the Antonio Parkinson Project.
Powered by Black Market Strategies.